Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm so excited. Also, I'm so happy. It's like everyone is here. Hi Pet Retired, hi Dean, hi Acheron. It's like the Avengers assembled. And that makes me happy. We are 1 minute early, but I think you guys can forgive me. Anyway, never mind. My PC and my clock are showing different times, so maybe we are on time. Hi! Are you guys excited for the next case? I hope you guys are. Also, I do have an announcement to make, but in order to keep the suspense, also to not bog down the VOD, I will make that announcement at the end of the stream, so stick around please. Also, just as a heads up, this stream will only be like around 3 hours, maybe just a bit over that. To save my voice, that is one decision I have made. I don't know, did I even say that last time? I already forgot. But like, yeah. So if I have to read all the time, I can't go 5 hours as I usually would want, so we're trimming that down a bit. But anyway, we are loading our game. Wait, we're not loading our game, actually. We beat the case. Where are we? Acheron, no! Which one was the last one we did? I forgot how this game worked. We're going, whoops. No, wait, we want to do case 3, that's what we want to do. Dang, I wish I could stay, but you got to go. No, it's okay. Okay, before you leave, one question. Did any of you see my YouTube community post? Because I feel like people never see these. Oh wait, never mind. So, what? Like one person actually commented on it. Okay, you did. That's good. Yeah, just so you know, because next week it's gonna be no video from me. Also, I mean, I guess you already like noticed that there wasn't one yesterday because I just need to build up my backlog and stuff. But yeah, good that you actually saw that. Anyway, let's start the game. Let's stop worrying about things. Pray Cuthbert. Oh god. Is that my dad? I'm sorry, Tyrion. There were so many things I wanted to tell you. So many things I wanted to show you. Or is Freya a woman's name? But I'm afraid that I can't do that now. I need you to be strong now. This world is bleak, merciless, and unforgiving. But I've seen you. I know how bright the light within you is. Use my eyes. Peer beyond the divine gate as I once did. Use it to reclaim the future. Episode 3, The Origins of Horus. Ooh. Preposterous. Completely and utterly preposterous. Is something wrong, Lord Sanctus? Oh, you filthy brat! You cheated, didn't you? That's right, you're just a cheat and a charlatan! Name Lloyd von Sanctus, nobleman. Do you have any evidence to prove that ridiculous claim? I mastered chess before you could crawl out of whatever rat hole you came from. Do you honestly expect anyone to believe that you could defeat me? Honestly, I'm just as disappointed as you are. I was expecting more of a challenge from House von Sanctus. But I suppose all the gold in the world can buy a modicum of skill. Ooh. That's a sick burn. You little upstart. Are you... Ahem. I don't have eyes. Von Sanctus's acquaintance clears his throat and gestures subtly to the crowd of spectators. Everyone's attention is on him, and you can see the crowd muttering amongst themselves. His undignified behavior probably isn't doing any favors for his public image. Realizing himself, he tries to regain his composure. It's preposterous! He walks away, muttering the word preposterous under his breath a few more times. It sounds like he's trying to reassure himself more than anyone else. I mean, he is the only one he's gonna reassure anyway. So, that was something. Yeah, I knew that he'd get angry, but I didn't expect him to make a scene like that. Well, you did insult him. Not to say that he didn't deserve it. Come on, I love seeing these conceited nobles lose their minds when I beat them. It's half of the fun playing these tournaments. Wow. Where's this confidence when we're in the courthouse? Well, that's... Court cases are different. I have to deal with real-world elements during a trial, and that includes Prosecutor Sealwind. Prosecutor Sealwind, huh? I wonder if she plays chess. Now there's a thought. You wonder if she'd be willing to play against you sometime. She can't be any worse than these pampered nobles. Anyways, we should celebrate somewhere in town. Even if he was a pushover, you just beat one of the top-ranked chess players in the kingdom. To be honest, you had your reservations about returning to the city of Oronex. If you weren't facing one of the four pillars, you would have never come back here. You'd rather leave the city as soon as possible. I saw a cafe while we were walking around. The food smelled great. I'd like to go there. We could always go to one of the cafes in the capital. There are plenty of places to choose from there. Trust me, I've traveled around the world. There's nothing better than food from a thriving port city. Alright. I suppose there's no harm in staying a little longer. She does have a point. The city streets seem livelier than when you last saw them. You see a lot of businesses that weren't here before, and they all seem to be very well off. Despite being a port city, Oronex used to look like a ghost town. Has the local nobility been investing in the city? You find that possibility very hard to believe. As if rich people would ever do something productive, right? You arrive at the cafe that Celeste told you about. Opening a water bowl. A sip of water. As you enter, you are struck by a powerful aroma of freshly baked pastries and coffee. The scent of the baked goods swirls around you. You take a moment to inhale the enticing smells. You have to admit that it's making you very hungry. Good thing that I just ate. So this game can make me hungry. So, you seek to enter the domain of the Deathbringer songstress. Oh. Well... Well, if glory is what you seek, then look no further. For you stand before Masurika Tudor, the Dark Lord of Oronex. As you head further into the cafe, you're approached by a familiar face. We know each other? Masurika Tudor, merchant. Rika? Is that you? Ha! It appears that my reputation precedes me. That's true, a lot of the characters in this game are cute. She do be one of them. How good of you to... Wait, you... Tyrion? You're back! Hi? You... Why didn't you tell anyone that you are back in town? And my puffy cheeks. Do you have any idea how worried we've all been? Do you two know each other? Right. Celeste, this is Masurika Tudor. I was friends with her when I lived here many years ago. Wait, you used to live here? Yeah. Oronex is actually the town I grew up in. What? But you were in such a hurry to leave before. Aw, she's sad. You came here to eat, right? If you're so hungry, I can bring you some of our best dishes in the house. No, I couldn't possibly. Come on, don't be like that. It's been years since I've seen you. And you know how good my food is. Okay, but only for a little while. Okay, you do get him with food, huh? Rika sets the table for the three of you and calls over a waiter. You all place your orders. Now tell me everything. I want to know all about what you've been doing since you left. What if I just run? Can I present you my attorney's runestone? What do you think about this, Rika? Speaking about such things would be beneath me. In other words, she has nothing to say about it. Okay. Wait. No, we're gonna examine. the table. This table looks really well made. You like it? I commissioned a local carpenter to have my tables custom made. It was probably worth it. They fit with the humble and rustic vibe you've got going on here. Anything else? Barrels. There are some barrels stacked in the corner here. I wonder what's inside. Wait, Rika, you don't happen to have lotus juice, do you? Lotus juice? What is that? Never mind. What happened to the lotus juice that you've received from Miriam? I drank all of it. Already? Hasn't even been a month. I mean, how long does it take to drink a bottle of juice? Like, I feel like you could do that in like 1, maybe 2 sittings. Rika seems to have decorated the entire cafe with several plants and flowers. The greens added a fresh and earthy ambience to the restaurant. Rika seems to... okay. It's the same. Okay. Let's talk. So, are you going to introduce us? Right. This new YouTube layout is strange. Oh, you have that too? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool in some way, but also, I prefer the old one. Alright. It is weird though. Like, I got a little pop-up being like, do you want to try this new beta, YouTube design? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I didn't realize. Oh, you have that too. This is Celeste McCoy. She's my bodyguard. Bodyguard? And Celeste, this is... as if I needed such introductions. I am Masurika Tudor, the Dark Lord of Orodex, High Archmagi of the Cadmium Flames, and the proud proprietor of this cafe. And I do say a lot of words. Oh, okay. I was friends with her when I used to live here. She's a little eccentric, but she's a good person at heart. Hey. She's also a common folk mage like you. Ah, so you came from the same humble beginnings that I do. Which spells have you mastered? I haven't really mastered any of them. Much in the Kenchika's explosion, that's a good question. I know about 7 spells though. 7 already? Wasn't it like 2 in the last case? 7? That's almost 4 times the amount that I know. She's learned even more spells? She's been picking them up rather quickly. I've been usurped. Wait, can I... like, do we know which spells? Oh. Spells. Okay, this still says bodyguard. And our next client to defend, most likely. Yeah. Oh, she's 19. And I'm 20. Who's gonna... I like how we have already, like, these 3 in the profiles. But, like, who's gonna bet? He's either gonna be the victim or the murderer. In whatever happens. Also, wait. Okay, I need to adjust my windows a little bit. Good thing is this game doesn't, like, randomly stop whenever you tap out of the game. That's pretty nice. Victim, yeah, I can see it. Like, unlike Virtuous Last Word, there was always like, oh no, I accidentally clicked out of the screen. Everything's, whoops, paused and gone. Me. Look at you, Mr. Big Shot. You're wearing a suit now, and you even have a bodyguard. Did you get an office job in the big city? Something like that. I'm actually a defense attorney now. A defense attorney? I see. Is that why you left town with that scary lady? A scary lady? Are you talking about Ruby? Mr. Mora adopted me when my mother passed several years ago. After that, she began training me to become an attorney like her. Wait, you've been studying to be an attorney since you were a kid? Well, I guess that explains why you're so young for a lawyer. I mean, he's not 13. Okay, to be fair, that's for the prosecution, I guess, but yeah. Said the 19-year-old mercenary. Yeah, I guess you've got me there. Are you the owner of this cafe, Rika? You always spoke about opening one when you were kids. Yep, and it's all thanks to the Arcane Trading Company. The company's owner invested in my business idea after trying my food. Because of him, I was able to open up here, just like I've always dreamed. Arcane Trading Company. I don't think I've heard of them. They're pretty small right now, and they're only operating in Oranax. But I hear that they're planning to expand their operations throughout Wyverngate. But I would have thought that Lord von Sanctus would have weeded out any competition. After all, he owns one of the largest businesses in the kingdom. Lord von Sanctus? Isn't he that pompous noble that I beat in the chess tournament this morning? Wait, that was you? I didn't even know he was a businessman. Von Sanctus Industries invented those arcane constructs that we saw at the Imperial Academy. How did you not know about these things? You practically fight against nobles for a living. She got me there. Maybe you should start reading more about national politics. Yikes, man. Our next city. Is it just me or does the city look less depressing than before? Oh right, you left the city before the new merchants appeared. New merchants? Like from a merchant's guild? Yeah, the Arcane Trading Company was one of the first ones. They started operating aboard the Arcane refinery a few years ago. After that, merchants from all over Wyverngate started coming here. Well, being based in a port city would definitely give them an edge. And their presence has really helped the city's economy. They aren't owned by the nobility, and they pay their employees a lot more than Von Sanctus does. It's really improved the quality of life for the people here. I doubt Von Sanctus appreciates the competition though. There's even talk about forming employee-run unions. Unionize. Oh, Von Sanctus definitely won't appreciate that. The chess tournament. So, you still play chess? Yeah, I'm nationally ranked too. I heard that an upstart commoner defeated Lord von Sanctus at a tournament this morning. But I had no idea they were talking about you. Upstart commoner? That name suits you, Tyrion. I still love that sprite, that's so really cool. Hey, do you still do that thing when you play? No. What thing? Nothing? She's not talking about anything? Very suspicious, you know? Wait, you're actually embarrassed about it? When we were kids, you did it even more than I did. What? What did you used to do? Why didn't you show her, Tyrion? I'd rather not. Come on, show us, Tyrion. What are we... The thing. I think I'm a little too old for this. You're never too old to tap into your inner Chuny. These people keep saying words and I'm like... Sure. Do it, Tyrion. Yeah, do it. The two of them begin chanting, trying to pressure you. It draws the attention of the other patrons in the cafe. They don't seem to care about the confused looks that they're getting. Seems that you don't have a choice. You're taking a deep breath. Those who stand in the shadows, those who fear the light of divinity, your imperials will fall and your armies will perish. Kneel and cower before the divine gaze of the Eye of Horus. That was good. They're trying their hardest to contain the laughter. Well, that's why I don't do it anymore. Because I'm not cringe, okay? No, that was great. It was really cool, Tyrion. Your poorly contained laughs are coming out between each word. And why are you laughing? You were just doing it a moment ago. Yeah, but she owns it. You used to say something else before too. I won't let anyone stand in my way, even if they're... a man, king, or god? Yeah, that's it. He still says that sometimes. Oh, look at our artist here. A waiter brings in the lunch special for each of you. The enticing aroma of the meals makes you salivate a little. Gladly devour the meal. Rika's cooking is just as delicious as you remember. You spend some more time catching up with her while you finish your meal. As your conversation continues, you and Celeste regale her with stories of your past court cases. No, really? Yep, it turned out that I was the headmaster the entire time. Spoiler for the last stream. Wow, I would never have figured that out. How did you know, Tyrion? Maybe he saw it with his eye of Horus. You nearly choke when you drink before you realize what she's actually referring to. Whoops. But wow, I can't believe it. I never thought court cases could be that dramatic. You finish your meal as you continue to tell Rika more about your cases. It's nice being able to talk with her again. You tried so hard to leave everything behind after what happened. But you're happy that she seems to be doing well. Well, it's been nice catching up with you, Rika. But I think it's time for us to get... What? But we just got here. No, she's sad. It's okay. I'm sure you're pretty busy nowadays. I won't keep you any longer. But be sure to write, okay? Don't just go and disappear like last time. Yeah, I'll stay in touch. You better. Keep struggling with the voice. I feel like it doesn't sound distinct at all, but we're doing our best over here. You exit the cafe and make your way to the local merchant's guild to rent a carriage. The city streets seem a bit more crowded than usual. It's a little difficult to make your way through them. Hey, Tyrion? Yeah? Celeste is fidgeting with her hands. She looks like she wants to say something, but every time she starts to speak, she quickly stops herself. This happens a few more times before she seems to give up. Never mind, it's nothing. God damn it, it's never nothing. Okay. Tyrion just read her mind. I swear. You both continue to walk silently as you make your way to the Merchant's Guild. As you make your way there, the streets become more and more crowded. You hope the traffic won't interfere with the ride home. Hi, could we rent a carriage for the travel to Ratholm? Sorry, but travel outside the city is temporarily closed. Why does he have an evil voice? Because he has no eyes, of course. What? Why? Haven't you heard? The Knights of the King's Guard have locked down the city. They set out a blockade and everything. Check the city gates if you don't believe me. As you arrive at the city gates, you see the blockade that the merchant was talking about. A crowd of disgruntled townfolk are angrily shouting at the knights stationed there. This is outrageous! How long do you plan on keeping us here? Sorry, but we have our orders. We can't let anyone outside the city until our investigation is complete. There's an investigation? Did something happen? Can you at least tell us what's going on? Why is the entire city being blockaded? Sorry, sir, we're not allowed to release that information. You'll just have to make other arrangements while we sort this out. Actually, I haven't seen you two around before. I'll need to take down your names and occupations for our records. What? Why? It's fine, Celeste. We're better off just cooperating with them. It's an invasion of privacy, but you'd rather not resist orders from the King's Guard. As always, the police just using their privilege and just getting all the information. I'm Tyrion Cuthbert. I'm a defense attorney. Fine. I'm Celeste McCoy, bodyguard. Thanks. Look over to the other King's Guard. They seem to be taking notes of the people here too. They must be making a list of everyone inside the city. But for what reason? To kill us all. Oronex blockade. A blockade has been created around the city of Oronex. The blockade is preventing anyone from leaving or entering the city. The King's Guard have taken careful note of everyone that is currently contained within the blockade. I have an important engagement tomorrow. What am I supposed to do now? This can't possibly be legal! The townsfolk continue shouting at the knights. But it's clear they won't be budging anytime soon. Ugh, what do we do now? We notice that it's starting to get late. We don't know how long the city will be blockaded. We should find a place to stay overnight, just in case. Hey Tyrion, how about we go to your family? Oh wait. That was rude. You walk into a nearby tavern and see it absolutely crowded with patrons. Looks like everyone else has had the same idea. Hey, welcome to Egwin Tavern. What can I do for you? Could we get 2 rooms for the night? Sorry, I can't even spare 1 room. You're completely full with the blockade and all. Wait, let me take care of this. Les takes out a large pot of gold and plops it on the innkeeper's desk. Well, would you look at that? One of our rooms just opened up. Just like magic. Only one? Hey, the entire city's locked down. Even with your gold, that's the best I can do for you. What? Embarrassed to share a room with me, Tyrion? And then there was only 1 bed. No! It's just... You realize that she's just teasing you like she usually does. Best not to give it any mind. Well, it's better than nothing. So, how should we... Oh, I was just kidding before. We can have the bed. I'll just sleep on the floor. No, don't sleep on the floor. What? I can't just let you... Please, we may both be commoners, but you live a cushy life in the city. I'm a mercenary. I've lived on the road for years. I sleep like this all the time. She's got you there. Alright, but tell me if you change your mind. Yeah. God damn it. There's only 1 bed trope, but the other person actually sleeps on the floor and that they don't end up sharing the bed and accidentally cuddling. This is a rip-off. Hey, I didn't see you there. I was just, just walked past him. For years, she's 19. 4 years, she says. Apparently, she also traveled the entire continent, even to the country outside Wyverngard, even though nobody ever did that, so... She's just built like that. What? Hey, watch it! Quit shoving me! Wait, whoa! Holy crap, pull me up! I can't hold for much longer! Ah, you idiot! What are you doing? What? Grab his arm and pull him up. What is happening right now? Oh, my hand! What the hell are you doing? Your grip is too tight. Stop that! Ow! Wait, I can still... No. No! Okay, somebody died. What happened? I should have been able to... By the scale of the Lord, he fell in. No, I can use this. That's right. I can still make this look like it was all his fault. Okay. We're on a new save. Okay, who's willing to bet that the noble guy just killed someone accidentally and now wants to blame me? You find yourself falling into a nightmare. Not the weird girl again. Oh, Tyrion, I'm so sorry. God damn it, I forgot how to do all the voices now. Even though it's just one of my standard voices I do. Tyrion, I'm so sorry. I can't believe they made you watch. Are you okay? Right, of course not. But are you going to keep fighting them? Your voice is quiet. Your question barely comes out a whisper. What? Are you going to keep fighting the nobility? I don't know if I can anymore. Today they showed me that what they're truly capable of. I was naive. I thought that the truth would prevail, but I'm only one person. I can't do this alone anymore. So you're just going to give up? You're the only one who will fight against them. If you're just going to give up, then... Was my mother's death truly pointless? I'm sorry. Teach me how to be like you. What? You said that you can't do this alone anymore, right? So, teach me how to be a defense attorney. I can help you. We can fight them together. Tyrion, you're just a child. I can't just... Mr. Mora, please. I don't have anything left. Please just take me away from here. You clutch your hand tightly, feeling the fading warmth of the final message that your mother left for you. It's the last comforting memory you'll have of her. It's a memory that you'll never experience again. Mom. You're startled awake. After some confusion, you realize that it was all a dream. You didn't have any trouble falling asleep, but your slumber was less than restful. It's been a while since you've remembered that day. That's all the more reason to leave the city as soon as possible. Celeste, are you up? Huh? Celeste was wistfully staring out the window, watching the rain. What's she so flustered about? Her head whips towards you when she realizes that you're awake. Are you okay? What's wrong? Nothing, it's nothing. He wasn't awake, was he? New sprite? I think there was a new sprite. Also, did she just confess her feelings to me while I was asleep or something? She doesn't seem keen on sharing. It'd be best not to pry. Or maybe, you know what? It could have been that Tyrion was like talking in his sleep and she was like, oh no. I'm getting his backstory like secondhand. Anyways, do you know if the city is still under lockdown? Don't say lockdown, this just brings back bad memories. I haven't checked yet. I was waiting for you to wake up. You go outside and check the city gates. The blockade still hasn't disappeared. In fact, it looks like it's been fortified with even more knights. Looks like we can't leave yet. They've even doubled down on the guards. What's going on here? Tyrion! You spot Rika in the distance as she calls out to you. As soon as she sees you, she breaks out into a full sprint towards you. She looks exhausted. Has she been looking for you in the rain? Tyrion, it's terrible! There was an accident at the Arcane refinery last night. One of our friends who worked there, he fell into a vat of chemicals. He's dead. Oh, Rika, I'm so sorry. If there's anything I can do... Lord von Sanctus is blaming the Dracogen trading company. He's trying to charge the owner with the criminal negligence. You know what? That makes actually more sense. As the lord of this region, von Sanctus would have a lot of leverage in a legal battle like this. He must be using this accident as an opportunity to oust Dracogen from his territory. Tyrion, you're a lawyer, aren't you? Can you help them? I don't think I can. What? But... Rika, I specialize in homicide cases, and most of my clients are mages who've been charged with murder. I've never even tried a case like this before. There isn't any magic involved, and there's no killer. He says, but we know there is one. Don't worry, I'm sure the Dracogen trading company knows plenty of qualified attorneys who can help. I'm not so sure about that. Think about it. A lot from one of the four pillar families is pressing those charges. Do you honestly think anyone else would try to fight them on this? She has a point. There aren't many attorneys who will go against the nobility under any circumstances. The only ones who will do that are you and Mr. Mora. Alright, I see what I can do. Tyrion really is a pushover sometimes, but we need to get going, so... Really? But please don't get your hopes up. I have very little information to work with right now. And to be perfectly honest, I'm really out of my element. And that's okay. I'm sure that Mr. Dracogen will take any help he can get. Mr. Dracogen? He's the owner of the Dragon Trading Company. He should be at the old Arcane refinery right now. That must be the scene of the accident too. It'll probably be best to start your investigation there. I've been away from the shop for too long, so I can't come with you. But drop by the cafe if there's anything I can do to help. Okay. So far, nobody accused of murder. You follow Rika's directives and move through the city's industrial district. It reminds you of your childhood, back when you couldn't control the air of horrors. You always avoided this part of the city. It was always covered with an overwhelming fog of misery and fatigue. However, you feel less of that now. Is it because you have more control over your powers? Or has something else changed? Whoa, this... I didn't expect this to look like actual machinery. Alright, we're here. You arrive at the refinery and see that there aren't many people around. The few people you do see appear to be from the City Watch. Operations must have been halted after the accident. Wow, so this is an Arcane refinery. I always saw this place as a child, but I never really understood what they do here. Those machines refine the arcane crystals that are used in artificery. Those crystals are used as a power source for conducting magical energy. You look around and spot an especially frustrated individual. He seems to stand out from the nice and cleaning staff. Could he be the gold master Rika spoke of? He takes notice of you as you head further into the refinery. God damn it, so many characters. Hello there. You must be the attorney that Miss Tudor spoke about. I am. I take it that you're the guild master of the Dragon Trading Company? Yes. My name is Stefanik Drakogan. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Stefanik Drakogan, guild master. I really appreciate you lending your aid in this matter. I already taught Rika this, but I've never tried a civil case before. I would need to learn more about what happened before I can decide whether or not I can represent you. I'm honestly not sure how much help I can be. Also, if this is anything like Ace Attorney, this is gonna turn into a murder trial anyway, so all my points are moot. Well, there isn't a single attorney in Oryx that will represent me. So I'll accept whatever help I can get. Celeste was right. All of the attorneys are too afraid to stand against Lord Von Sanctus. Where should we start, though? This case is probably different from the homicides that we're used to. Homicide or not, the case revolves around a wrongful death. If I did represent Drakogan, I would need to prove that he was at fault for the accident. To do that, we should start by finding out exactly how and why the accident occurred. We should also question the witnesses who saw the victim when it happened. And it wouldn't hurt to take a look at the scene of the accident either. Wasn't there one case without a murderer? In Great Ace Attorney, there was one case without a murderer. And, I mean, there are actually two cases. Like, there's the fourth case of the first Great Ace Attorney game, which, to be fair, was treated as a murder plot, but then it turned out to not be a murder. And then there was the second case in the second Great Ace Attorney game that had the case which was treated as an assault because the victim came back to life, like, during the investigation. So it wasn't a murder from the start, but like actually just quote-unquote just assault. But I can't think of the main line. I mean, yeah, in Spirit of Justice we had that one civil trial, but I mean, that was still part of the last chapter. Yeah, that was a weird thing. I guess you could count that as a civil trial, since it also, no wait, that also turned into a murder, I think. Didn't that also turn into a murder case? Yeah. Usually whenever in Ace Attorney there's a case that starts out as a non-murder case, like in Trials and Tribulations, where it's just like something was stolen, then in the end it's just, oh, never mind, it's murder again. But I'm not one of the people complaining, you know? I think Kratos is complaining way more about that. Okay, And it wouldn't hurt to take a look at the scene of the accident either. I think he already said that. The Guildmaster would have a lot of knowledge about the refinery's operations. Questioning him might also give you some insight into what happened. Okay. How about I present you my runestone? What do you think about this? Sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I don't think I can tell you much about that. That's lame. How about the blockade? Would I ever know anything about the city? Oh. I know that the King's Guard is involved, but that's about all I know. I am a bit curious as to what's caused such a stir. But I suppose I have more pressing matters to focus on right now. To start, could you tell us exactly what happened? Well, it all began during the work rush yesterday evening. One of my employees fell from the walkway into the vat of magical chemicals. Those chemicals contain extremely volatile and destructive evocation magic. I just realized this guy is 70, man, and he's still leading everything. What a Chad. Because of that, he unfortunately died before he could have pulled him out. I see. But that all just sounds like an unfortunate accident. Why is Lord Sanctus blaming you for what happened? There are guardrails on the walkways to prevent people from falling. Supposedly, those guardrails broke apart when that employee tried to lean against it. According to Von Sanctus, the accident was a direct result of my negligence to maintain the refinery. But my employees have taken great care to inspect and maintain the facilities. I have no idea how this happened. Is he telling the truth? This could all just be lip service. The only way to know for sure is to inspect the walkway yourself. And don't fall in. Earlier, you said that the victim was an employee of yours. Could you tell us more about them? Yes, I hired him just a few months ago. It's a shame what happened to him. He was a young man named Justin Way. Was he a good employee? He was a hard worker, but he was a bit rough around the edges when he first started. Before working for me, I heard that he'd always spend his time with the local delinquents. Miss Tudor practically begged me to hire him. She told me that she wanted to turn his life around. That does sound like something Rika would do. She always had a habit of getting involved in her friends' personal businesses. Monster Rika Tudor supposedly begged Stephanie Dracogan to hire Justin Way. She wanted Justin to turn his life around. Supposedly he used to spend a lot of time with some local delinquents, but has turned his life around since then. When you live a life like Justin's, it helps when you have something to give you some structure and direction. So I decided to give the boy a chance by hiring him. He was clearly a hard worker. He did well to earn his keep. He always followed the rules too, so I have no idea why he was up in that walkway. Wait, he wasn't supposed to be in that walkway? Let's talk about the witness first. Was there anyone around the accident when the accident occurred? Did anyone see Justin fall? There were many employees here at the time, but there were only a handful of witnesses who actually saw Justin fall from the walkway. Who were these witnesses? If I remember correctly, Miss Tudor was the one who saw him fall. Okay, so she's a witness. Wait, Rika was there when it happened? Yes, she witnessed the accident alongside the harbor master. Morrison? Oh, you're acquainted with him? I am. Morrison was close friends with your mother when you were a child. But after you left Oronex, you went out of your way to cut contact with everyone from your past. But what were all these people doing here in the first place? Rika is a cafe owner, and Morrison is a harbor master. I'm a little concerned about that myself. I'm still unsure about Miss Tudor, but the harbor master was accompanied by a nobleman of some sort. A nobleman? I'm not privy to the specifics, but apparently that nobleman had the legal authority to go wherever he wanted to. I want to ask Morrison more about that. Also, that seems OP. But it will be awkward to speak with him after all these years. Maybe he's gonna be like, oh, man, Tyrion, I missed you, and then everything's gonna be fine, right? Earlier you mentioned that Justin wasn't supposed to be in the walkway. What did you mean by that? Well, Justin worked in an entirely different department. He was part of a team that managed packing and freight. He had no business being inside the refinery building, much less the upper walkway. That's strange, to say the least. Was he the type of person to wander around places that he's not supposed to? No, like I said before, he always followed my rules. It all just makes this whole situation that much more confusing. Justin's job. Justin Wayne was a star employee. He was always known to follow all of Stefanik Drakogan's rules and regulations. He worked in an entirely different department and wasn't supposed to be anywhere near the refinery walkway. Drakogan has no idea why he was in the refinery before the accident. Okay. We can, like, look at stuff. It's a vat filled with chemicals that I can't quite identify. According to Celeste, these chemicals are used to refine them and create arcane crystals. Okay. It's a power box. It contains artificial hardware and an arcane power cell. It's connected to the chemical vats, so it must control some function of the refinery. Stairs. These metal stairs lead up to the walkway above. You can get a better look at the walkway by moving there. Detect magic. Oh! There are traces of transmutation magic on this power box. It is an artificial device, so that is not too out of the ordinary. I guess. A trace of transmutation magic in the parts of the vat. Honestly, not quite sure how these vats even work. Perhaps transportation magic is used in the refinery process somehow. I guess we're done here. Can I present you anything? Such a shame that what happened to Justin. I can't believe that an accident like this happened under my watch. He seems sincere, but you're still a little skeptical of him. Okay. That was just... Would you happen to know anything about the blockade around the city in other nights? So no, I'm a bit curious about what's caused such a stir. But I suppose I have more pressing matters to focus on right now. Okay, so that wasn't you. Oh wow. There's a lot of stuff. Let's go on to the walkway. Now this looks like fantasy, you know, a factory kind of thing. Tyrion, do you need me to scan for magical traces? Well, there aren't any magical elements in this case, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt to check. Alright.
Repario Arcanum!
I knew it. What? What's wrong? There are traces of transmutation all over the guardrails. Transmutation? Do you see those traces anywhere else on the walkway? No, it's only this area. Transmutation on the guardrails. Well, it's not true, like this entire thing is yellow. There are magical traces of transmutation on the guardrail that Justin supposedly broke before falling. Traces are only on the rails that Justin broke. There aren't anywhere else on the walkway. Transmutation is the school of magic that changes the properties of physical objects. Usually mages use transportation spells to strengthen or repair objects. It looks like a well-maintained, safely measurement so nobody can fall down there. God damn it, I need to rearrange my windows again. I'm blocking the chat off for myself. I can't do that. That's silly. Yeah, it does seem very safe, that's for sure. How did the transmutation look? Like the guardrail. Someone used a spell to change the physical properties of the guardrails. Judging by the current state of the rails, we can only conclude one thing. The rust. The spell weakened the structure and integrity of Justin Wayne. The guardrails. Right, someone used the transmutation spell to weaken the guardrails. Afterwards, the guardrails were so weak that Justin accidentally broke them. And only these guardrails were weakened. The sabotaged rails are right next to this vat of corrosive chemicals too. What was the intention of weakening the guardrails? There was a clear intention behind the actions of this unknown mage. Judging by what happened, that intention can only be one thing. The other mage didn't want someone to follow the walkway. No, only the guardrail. Oops. I had clear intention to do a blah blah blah. I mean, I guess. Wait. Oh. Okay, fine. I mean, there was off the walkway, just... whatever. Whoever sabotaged the guardrail wanted someone to fall into the vat. Why else would they only target those specific guardrails? But why? What? Who would do this? You can feel your fist clenching tightly. Someone committed murder using magic here. And whoever did this had the gall to try to cover it up. Tyrion? You won't forgive whoever did this. When you're through with them, you will make them feel a fraction of the misery that your mother... Tyrion! What? Are you okay? Right, sorry. Anyways, if it weren't for your detect magic, everyone would have written this off as an accident. Magical traces are only detectable for 48 hours after a mage casts a spell. That means that whoever cast the transmutation spell did so recently. Alright. Up there, a mage must have sabotaged the guardrail within the last 48 hours that clearly intended on someone to break the rail and fall into the vat. Anything else? The vat of dangerous magical chemicals. It looks like it has a nice shade of green. Supposedly they're corrosive enough to dissolve anyone unfortunate to fall into it. Celeste is watching you carefully. She can be a little overprotective at times. Looks like the guardrails completely broke apart. The rails are completely rusted too. Was Dracogan lying about properly maintaining the site? Nah. I mean, maybe. But I don't think so. So... we go... Are we ready for a new character? Am I ready for a new character? We arrive at the harbor in search of Morrison, the harbor master. However, you notice a large concentration of knights in the shipping area. Notably, the Arcane Inquisition is among them. You spot Commander White and Prosecutor Steelwind coordinating the knights there. I wonder what those two are doing here. I mean, she is the main prosecutor and he is the main detective, so of course they're gonna be here. The knights at the blockade said that they were investigating someone. There must be magic involved in the Inquisition, if the Inquisition is here. Do you think this has anything to do with what happened to Justin? I doubt it. We didn't see any Inquisition knights at the refinery. It must be a coincidence. You're probably right. But I'm kind of curious about what the Inquisition is investigating. It has nothing to do with our case. It'd be best to leave them to their business. Alright. Oi! You there! You're about to clear out. Oh god. The knights have closed the harbor. Morrison? Huh? Do I know you? Wait, Cuthbert? Is that you? Noah Morrison, Occupation Harbor Master. Hi. I heard from little Mosarica that you were back in town. What can I do for you? We heard that you were at the refinery yesterday. From what we heard, you witnessed the accident. We wanted to ask you some questions about what you saw. Oh, right. Mosarica mentioned that you're an attorney now. What? I just hope you're still not hung up over that business with your mother. Sorry, I guess it's not our business. Anyways, I'll tell you what I know. Oh, that's nice. What did you see? Dracogan told us that you witnessed the accident. Aye, that was a horrible thing that happened. No one deserved what happened to that poor lad. Could you tell us what you saw? Well, I was showing a patron around town. And for some reason he really wanted to take a look at the refinery. Something about checking out the local art of fishery. You must mean the art of fishery. Anyways, he was looking at the machinery. Then suddenly, Mosrika came running towards us. She was trying to tell us something, but the damn machines were too loud for us to hear her. After a while, she just pointed at the walkway, and we saw the horrible sight. We saw someone fall into the vat. By the time we got them to stop the machines, it was too late. That matches up with what you know so far. But what was Rika even doing there? She should have been running the cafe at the time of the accident. That patron who was visiting the factory, did they also witness the accident? Was that Steelman by chance? Guardrail. Could you tell us how Dustin fell off the walkway? Was it because the guardrail broke under his weight? Yeah, he did, but it was a little strange. That guardrail was made out of metal, yeah? But the way it broke, you would have thought that it was made out of cardboard. He barely leaned on it, and it broke apart. Even fully maintained guardrails shouldn't have broken that easily. Did someone really use transportation magic to sabotage it? If so, that possibility could clear Drakagon's name. But presenting the possibility of a magical crime might just complicate things. The patron. You mentioned that you were escorting a patron when the accident happened. Who was he? Did he witness the accident too? Aye, he was right there with me with Rika, when Rika was trying to get our attention. Okay, it was not Steelman. It'd be hard to miss with the commotion she was making. As for who he was, he said his name was Asta. Asta? You don't know anyone by that name. But why does the name sound familiar? Do you know what his surname was? No, the lad was really secretive with his last name for some reason. He must have had a recognizable name. Is he a noble from a well-known house? On the night of the accident, Mosrika Tudor frantically approached Noah Morrison and a man named Asta. She tried to tell them something, however they couldn't hear her over the noise produced by the refinement machine. They noticed that Mosrika was pointing at the walkway, so they looked there. There they saw a figure lean on the guardrail and break it. The figure fell from the walkway into the vat of corrosive chemicals. Blockade. Why were you escorting this Esther in the first place? Don't you have to manage the harbor? Well, I can't really manage anything because of them. He gestures towards the Inquisition knights crowding the pier. They blocked all the sea travel out of the city till this mess is sorted out. They have a lot of knights investigating the harbor. Do you know what they're looking for? Well, you didn't hear this from me. But according to them, Asta's ship does up and vanish in the dead of night. Vanished? As in someone hijacked it? That's the thing. The guards would have noticed if someone had driven off with the ship. Especially one of that size. From what I heard, one of the guards could have sworn that they saw it vanish in a flash of light. A flash of light? Like something created by a spell? Teleportation? What kind of ship was it? Do you know how big it was? From the side of it, I say that it was probably a galleon. A galleon? A spell that could... of that scale would have been pretty powerful to affect a ship of that size. Asta. I wonder who this Asta person is. It must be high profile if they're calling in the Kingsguard and the Inquisition for him. All over a missing ship. Spend some time with him, am I correct, Morrison? Did he tell you where he was staying? If I remember right, he's staying at the local inn near the town square. Wait, that's the tavern that we were staying at. If he's this high profile, why is he staying at an inn for commoners? No idea, he's an eccentric one, for sure. Wherever he is, also witnessed the accident, you'll definitely want to speak with him. And if he's a noble, there's a chance that he's the mage that sabotaged the guardrail. Anything else? Can I prevent you this? What can I tell us about this, Morrison? Sorry, I don't know much about those sorts of things. You better ask someone else. That's a shame, man. That's a shame. So do we go... Now we go to her. Go to her account. We arrive at the cafe and the restaurant and see that the restaurant is packed with customers. We don't see Rika anywhere though. She must be preoccupied. Perhaps we should check in when the restaurant is less busy. Okay, never mind then. Orson said that Asta is staying in one of the rooms at this tavern. But which room is it? We could always just check each room. That might irritate the patrons, though. And if Asta doesn't want to be fun, we might alert him if we annoy too many people. I guess you're right. If your family owns a tavern, right? If you had to put a VIP somewhere, which room would you choose? I guess it would probably be the one at the end of the hallway. That's the one I use in my family's tavern. Okay, wait. Over here? So, is it just me or does this hallway look similar to the one in your family's tavern? Well, most taverns use the same architecture. I don't think it's that strange. No, but it looks exactly like the McCoy tavern. It's uncanny. It's almost like the devs ran out of backgrounds to use. It's as if whoever made this tavern decided to just reuse the same design. Hey, making unique designs is difficult, Tyrion, and it costs money. Do you really think developers should be spending resources on a location that you only see once? I don't know, it just seems kind of lazy. Well, if it bothers you so much, why don't you pay for the assets required to make a new one? Okay, they are very on the nose with this one. They decided to drop the metro. I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but like, the way that they use the, like the town square. Like, even though we were moving throughout the town square at like different points, we still had the same background, but I'm like, well, this is an indie studio, and from, like, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but from what I've heard, this game didn't even get like the full funding like that they needed. Like, this is just what I've heard, this could be wrong, but yeah, they definitely probably wanted to make or do more with this, but they couldn't, so I'm not gonna harp on them or like for using sprites or whatever, but yeah, it is funny that they call that out, like in the game. According to Celeste's intuition, the innkeeper would have probably given Asa this room. You approach the door and firmly knock on it. Hello? Oh, wait, no, never mind, that was the other person. Someone does come to enter the door, but they only open the door a fraction of the way. The crack at the door is less than an inch wide. You can't get a look at the person's face. I'm terribly sorry, but if your business isn't urgent, I'd like to be left alone. Sorry if I'm intruding, but are you Esther? My name is Tyrion Cuthbert. I'm the defense attorney of Stephanie Krakogan. From what I've heard, you witnessed the accident at the refinery yesterday. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions about what you saw. Oh. Upon hearing your name, the man fully opens the door, and you're finally able to get a good look at him. He definitely stands out from the other patrons of the inn. He must be the wealthy patron that you're looking for. Tyrion Cuthbert, the prodigy of the infamous Ruby Tomorrow. So, you know who I am? I do. I know you very well. I'm your biggest fan! His eyes. What? I can't believe it! The infamous Tyrion Cuthbert is standing right in front of my tavern room! What? I've read all about your feats, Mr. Cuthbert. You successfully indicted the head of the House Pierce. You didn't think twice about confronting a member of House Fraggle. And you even defeated Lord Von Sanctus in the chess tournament yesterday. I'm so lost right now. And you must be Celeste McCoy, Tyrion's first client and the Crimson Demon of the Eastern Kingdoms. How did you find out about that name? The Crimson what? Don't ask. Anyways, if you are Esther, does that mean that you witnessed the accident with the harbor master yesterday? Yes, I did. Are you going to interrogate me about what I saw? I'll answer whatever questions you have. You've never met a witness that has been this eager to cooperate. But hopefully this meant that he won't hide any details about what he saw. Maybe he won't intentionally hide anything, but probably he will forget something or whatever. This is the Dr. S's room in the tavern. The innkeeper gave him the room at the end of the hallway, presumably to keep away any prying eyes. And detect magic.
Arcanum.
Yeah, figure. So, you. You clearly know who I am, but I'm still unsure of who you are, Esther. Oh, my apologies, but I would prefer to keep my full identity hidden for now. He's within his rights to do so, but I can't help but feel a little suspicious. In any case, what is your business in Oronex? I was accompanying the ship transporting goods to Lord Fonseca's. The same ship that was magically stolen? I'm surprised to found out about that. The King's Guard have been trying their best to keep that information hidden. But I suppose I shouldn't expect anything less from you, Mr. Cuthbert. Flattery will get him nowhere. What was on that ship? It must be pretty valuable to be worth stealing. I doubt that there was anything on that ship worth drawing the ire of the entire kingdom. The truth is, during the time that my ship was stolen, I was supposed to be on it. I see. The theft of the ship might have actually been an attempt to kidnap you. That's my current theory, anyway. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. He seems awfully calm about this. According to Morrison, you were also in the refinery that night. Did you witness the moment the victim fell to the bed? I did. Could you tell us exactly what you saw? Every detail you can remember could be important. Well, it all began when I was visiting the refinery with the harbor master. I was inspecting the refinery's machines, and a girl frantically ran towards us. She was hysterical. It looked like she was trying to tell us something, but we couldn't hear over the noise of the machines. Once she realized that we couldn't hear her, she simply pointed at the walkway. That's when we saw Justin Way fall off of it and into the vat. This next question is very important. Did you see the victim break the guardrail by leaning on it? Yes, he broke the guardrail before he fell. The testimony matches exactly with what Morrison saw. Both Noah and Esther's testimony matched each other identically. The way he fell was very strange, though. Strange? What could he mean by that? You mentioned the way that the victim fell was strange. Did you feel like the guardrail broke too easily? Why, yes. How did you know? It matches with the statement that the harbor master gave us. You don't want to reveal the traces of transmutation that you found on the walkway. At least not yet. But yes, the guardrail broke in the moment that Justin leaned on it. And his body was extremely limp and falling too. His body was limp? Normally, when falling from a great height, one would flay their arms, yes? But when I saw him falling, he wasn't moving at all. He wasn't moving? Did you see the expression on his face? He might have been unconscious. I'm afraid I couldn't see anything on his face. It was much too dark to make out his features. Well, you didn't actually see his face? How did you know it was actually him that fell in? Well, who else could it have been? No one else has been reported missing. Okay, that's sus. They also found the remnants of Justin's body in the vat. It was definitely him that fell in. Are we sure about that? That's true. You don't have much reason to believe that Justin might still be alive. What if he has a twin, and his twin fell in? There were traces of transmutation magic at the crime scene. It appears that Asta is quite a high-profile individual. He's probably a mage, and aside from Rika, he is probably the only other mage at the refinery that night. If you ask him outright, you might all be able to see something incriminating to the eye of Horus. Asta, we respect your privacy if you don't want to tell us who you are. But could you at least answer one question for me? I can make no promises, but I'll do my best to tell you what I can. Are you a mage? Oh, is that all? Yes, I am a mage, but I'm quite the practiced one at that. You see, Les cast a detect magic to look at the scene of the accident. And we found traces of transmutation magic at the crime scene. Namely on the guardrails that Justin fell through. What? Here it is. I can't believe it! God. What? Are you telling me that a mage used transmutation magic to weaken the rails? It's conspiracy! Wait, does that mean this is actually a murder made to look like an accident? It's like something out of the reports I read about him. You don't see anything incriminating, and you can see his thoughts clearly. His feelings of happiness are a bit off-putting, though. And you asked me if I was a mage. Does that mean that I'm a potential suspect? This is the greatest thing to ever happen to me. What is wrong with him? This is the first time we've met someone that's happy to be suspected of murder. So sorry, I'm not right. Blah. It's not right of me to get so excited about something this serious. You must think less of me now. But it's like something right out of a mystery novel. That's not the reaction you were expecting. Nevertheless, it doesn't look like there are any incriminating thoughts in his mind. No thoughts, head empty. And the emotions that he was emanating were all positive. There wasn't a drop of fear in there. What could this mean? Either way, it looks like you found out everything you can from Asta. You should move somewhere else. Where can we move? To the cafe now? She here? Oh, there she is. Tyrion, you're back. Did you talk to Mr. Drake again? I did. I'm still not sure what to make of him just yet. But after what I've seen today, I don't think I can turn a blind eye to what's happening. There were traces of transmutation magic on the guardrails. Regardless of their motives, someone sabotaged those rails with the intent of harming an employee at the refinery. If this truly was a murder, we have to find out who did this and why. I'll represent him in court for the criminal case. Thanks. It really means a lot to me. On that note, you were at the refinery when the accident occurred, am I correct? Yes, I was. May I ask you a few questions about what you saw that day? Of course, I'll do whatever I can to help. Oh, we're gonna have a battle with her. By the way, why were you at the refinery that day? Didn't you have to work at the cafe? I was making a food delivery to Justin. Wait, you were delivering food to the victim? Yeah, he never had the time to make his own dinner. I always delivered his dinner during his evening break. But that night, I couldn't find him in the freight area, so I went looking for him in the refinery building. So the accident happened while you were delivering his food. That's a fish. Moserica Turo was delivering food to Justin Way during the time of the accident. Justin apparently never had time to make food for himself, so she delivered his dinner to him every day. Moserica didn't find Justin in the freight area that day, so she went looking for him and spotted him in the refinery building before he fell. I'm so burpy today, I'm sorry. It's terrible. Did you talk to Justin at all before the accident? I did, when I finally found him in the refinery building. He seemed busy. He told me to leave his food in the break room. He was busy? But according to Dracogen, he should have never been in the refinery building in the first place. And did he say what he was busy with? He said that they had a meeting scheduled with Mr. Dracogen. That can't be true, though. Dracogen didn't mention anything about this. Unless... Moserica Tudor briefly interacted with Justin Way before the accident. Justin supposedly told her that he was on his way to a scheduled meeting with Stephanie Dracogen, but Dracogen never mentioned this meeting. So either Dracogen is lying, or someone, like, you know, like, laid a trap. Someone was like, yeah, Dracogen wants to meet you, and then, you know, had him go on the guardrail and stuff. We've gotten a few witness accounts already, but I just wanted to double check. What did you see during the accident? Sorry, I'm sure that it was a disturbing sight. Do you need to take a moment? No, it's okay. It happened after Justin told me to leave his food in the break room. It was my first time inside the refinery, so I spent some time looking at all of the machines. That's when I suddenly heard a strange sound from the walkway. That's when I looked to see what it was, I saw Justin fall from there. I tried to find someone to help him, but no one could hear me because of how loud the machines were. Before I finally got to them trying to say what happened, it was already too late. Did you see the guardrail break when Justin fell off the walkway? More specifically, did it break from Justin's weight? I'm honestly not sure. I was too busy trying to find help. On the night of the accident, Mosarika Tudor saw Justin Way fall off of the walkway. After seeing him fall, she tried to get the attention of Asta and Noah Morrison. They couldn't understand her because of how loud the refinery machines were. So, this is what I don't understand. She says she saw him fall, then went to get help and saw Asta and Noah, and then they saw him fall again? Like, did two people fall? But then they also saw him falling, so I don't know. I don't get that. You have matching witness accounts from Asta and Morrison. They saw the guardrail break. Having Rika also confirmed that it would have been helpful. But you suppose Asta and Morrison's statement will have to suffice. Rika's account of what happened is a lot less detailed than Asta and Morrison's. But she did see it just before the accident. You still have no idea why Justin was on that walkway in the first place. According to Rika, he said that he had a meeting scheduled with Drakogan. But this doesn't match with what Drakogan told you. Either Justin or Drakogan must be lying in that case. You've met Drakogan already, but you still have no idea what kind of person Justin was. Perhaps Rika can tell you more. Okay, I was about to say we still don't have her psychological profile. Could you tell us more about the victim? What kind of person was he? He was a good person. He fell in with a bad crowd a few years ago, but he was starting to turn his life around. I saw how much he was trying to change, so I asked Mr. Druckman to give him a job. I really wanted to help him change his life for the better. But this job just ended up killing him. You can't blame yourself for this. No one could have known that this would happen. I guess you're right. It's hard not to think about, though. Was he the type of person to go places that he wasn't supposed to be? No, not anymore. Not anymore? He really wanted to make a good impression on Mr. Druckman. He always talked about following the rules. He even got mad at me a few times when I accidentally broke Drakogan's protocols. Right, that matches up with what Drakogan said. But maybe he was falling back onto his old habits. Perhaps Rika can tell you more about what he was like before she turned his life around. Justin's bad crowd. You mentioned that Justin fell in with a bad crowd before. I've also heard that he used to hang out with a band of local delinquents. Could you tell us more about them? What? Rika, this information will help us with our investigation. I need to speak with the other people who knew him. Do you know where I could find his delinquent friends? Oh, I'm sorry, I really didn't know him that well. I should keep quiet, that might make him mad. Rika, are you hiding something from me? Well, of course not. What would the Dark Lord of Oronex possibly have to hide from you? Yeah, she's definitely hiding something. We'll need to argue against everyone the truth. But we don't have her full profile, though. Like, can you tell us about anything? What do you think about this, Rika? Speaking of such things would be beneath me. Okay. Your own testimony. I'm terribly sorry for what happened to Justin. Are you doing okay? Yeah, it's difficult to think about this sometimes. You always hear about these things happening, but you never expect them to happen to people you know. But have no fear. It will take more than this to bring down the High Archmagi. She's reverted back to her chuny personality. Okay. Mosarika Tudor's psychological profile is complete. Well, time to argue. Mosarika Tudor appears to be hiding something from you. She clearly knows about the bad crowd that Justin fell in with, but she's hiding who they are and where you can find them. You need to convince her to share that information with you. Let's go. Yeah. Argument. Rika, you know about Justin's friends, do you? Let's look at this first. Mosarika Tudor will perform questionable acts to protect the people she cares about. That's an odd way to phrase it. She has your best interest at heart and will always act in a way that she thinks is beneficial for your well-being. She isn't very good at deception. She will often refer to her dramatic, chuny personality when trying to hide the truth from you. Okay. Just be honest with me. I'm not hiding anything. I really don't know that much about him. Other than that close to Justin way. I may have delivered his food, but he was just a customer to me. No, you literally just help him get a job. I might have believed that you delivered his food because he was a good customer. But that wasn't all you did for him. You saw that he was trying to turn his life around. And you begged Rekugan to set him up with a job. You wouldn't do that for a customer that you barely knew. Oh, well, that still proves nothing. I, a Mosarika tutor, high archmage of the Cadmium Flame. Is it hard to believe that I took pity on a stranger? Only because I'm a generous person. It would only be right for me to equip a commoner with the means to change his life. You said earlier there's a good person. How could you possibly know that if you didn't know him well? You're not a very good liar. You would have risked a lot by asking him. You're a generous person, and that type of generosity would make you privy to the details of Justin's life. Ooh. I mean, logically, I would say we should rationalize because yeah, how could you possibly know that if you didn't know him well? Or it could be like, oh yeah, you're so generous, that's why you know him, you know? Okay. You are a generous person, Rika, and that type of generosity would make you privy to details of Justin's life. I doubt that he'd continue to hide his past from you after you'd done so much for him. You would have known who he associated with. In Tyrion, not everyone wants to share their past with the people close to them. You shouldn't know that better than anyone. She's got you there. Okay, then rationalize. Seriously? You said earlier that he was a good person and that he fell in with a bad crowd. How could I possibly know that if you didn't know him well? There are plenty of people who would have said that about him. You didn't exactly keep it secret. I only know him because of rumors that were floating around. That does make sense. Could she be telling the truth? Bro, if you only heard rumors about some person being like a good person, not falling in with a bad crowd, and like sure he was a customer, but would you really go to the lengths of getting him a job? Like, are you kidding me? No, when you read her thoughts earlier, you could tell she was hiding something. You have to be lying now. You're not a good liar, Rika. You would have risked a lot by asking a Draken to hire a stranger, especially a stranger with a dubious past like Justin. What if Justin fell back on his old way? That would have surely brought about consequences on you and your business. You wouldn't take a risk like that unless you knew him well enough to trust him. Okay, fine, I guess we were friends. But like I said before, he was trying to leave his old life behind. That was kind of a past secret from me. He didn't like talking about the person he was back then. He wanted to forget about it and never brought it up. It's sort of true, we knew each other for years before he told me about it. Use this against the claims that displayed emotion. Yeah. I doubt that, Rika. In fact, I'm sure that you were friends for at least a few years. With a friendship that old, I'm sure he would have confided in you about his past. Huh. What? No, you need to stay focused. Rika, I don't know why you thought you had to lie about this, but I need to talk to Justin's former friends. Is that really necessary? Yes, I need to know why he was behaving so strangely before the accident. His friends might know something about him that you and Rekugan don't. But that doesn't make any sense. There wasn't anything strange about the way he was acting. Oh, we got her. I think you're just overthinking this, Tyrion. Which one was it? But Rekugan... His job, there's no idea what is... There we go. You didn't want to overplay your hand before, but it looks like you don't have a choice now. Rika, Justin told you that he was heading to a scheduled meeting in Dracogan's office. But according to Dracogan, Justin wasn't even supposed to be in the refinery building yesterday. What? Rika, Justin might have lied to you. No, he would never do that. I need to know why he was up there. And so far, the statements that I've gotten from you and Dracogan don't explain that. I need to talk to people who might know things about him that you don't. Yes! Argument 1. Okay. I'll tell you where you can find them. Just promise me that you'll be safe, okay? I mean, I got my bodyguard, so I'm fine. You've successfully persuaded Mosariga Tudor to talk. Sorry, I wasn't trying to lie to you. It's okay. I'm assuming you had your reasons. But I need to know where I can find Dustin's old friends. You probably know already, but a few years ago, Justin got involved with a local street gang. They'd always hang around the beach area. But one day, they discovered an abandoned house along the coastline. And they started spending most of their time there. A lone house on the coastline. It's that house, Tyrion. That's probably where you'll find Justin's old friends. So that's why you were being so secretive. What? I'm sorry. Don't be. You were just trying to look out for me, right? Was that my house? Are you going to be okay? You can go there with you if you like before his parents die. No, it's okay. I'm sure you're busy with the cafe right now. But it's not as if I'll be going alone. Alright, just don't push yourself too hard, okay? Yeah. Okay. Well, abandoned house. That looks very abandoned indeed. You arrive at the old abandoned house. Upon looking at the home that you left behind, you're struck with a flood of memories. Those memories are once happy, but now they only fill you with grief. Tyrion, are you okay? Yeah, let's look around. You wipe your eyes and begin looking around the house. Whoops! Suddenly you hear the sound of glass breaking. You rush to look for the souls and see two young teenagers throwing rocks at the side of the house. The shattered remains of a window are lying on the ground. Nice shot, Gavin! Okay. Gavin Kraline, occupation none. One of the teens, apparently named Gavin, notices you approaching. We've got company, what? Huh? What Ernal? Occupation none. You stare blankly at the broken glass lying on the ground, and surprised the house wasn't repossessed by any nobles like the very sus noble they've met at the beginning. Yeah. True. You know that I think about it, I guess Tyrion really did just abandon this house. I mean, it makes sense. Apparently he was a child, but like... Yeah, he just left this. And then, yeah, I guess it was abandoned, huh? You're at a loss for words. You feel like you should respond, but nothing comes out of your mouth. You suddenly find yourself quickly approaching the two teens. What the hell do you want? What the hell? Oh, before you even realized what you were doing, you threw a punch straight into Gavin's face. We're seeing red now. Your eyes are slowly tearing up. You can only see red. You grab Gavin by the collar and pull his face close to yours. Get the hell away from my house. And Tyrion. You want to go? Heh. If you came looking for trouble, you sure found it. Okay. Let's all calm down and just stay out of this little shit. Excuse me? You got cotton in yours or something? Yes, actually. Why don't you go and repeat what you just said? I said stay out of this. You little shit. 5 minutes later. We got another murder on our hands. Celeste? Yes. I'm sorry for losing my temper back there. So you have chosen death. True. I didn't mean to drag you into this. It's okay. Our emotions get the better of us sometimes. Celeste? Yes? I think you might have overdone it a bit. Nah. Celeste? Yes. I don't think he's breathing. Come on, just give him a second. You suddenly hear the very bruised and broken form of Gavin sputtering and wheezing on the ground. It looks like he's finally regained consciousness. See? He's perfectly fine. You're fine. Word is staring wide-eyed at Celeste. From the shaking of his legs, it looks like he wants to run away, but he's too frozen by fear to move. Don't bother running. Even with a head start, I can easily catch up to you. Ugh. Anyways, these two are probably just as far to leave with friends, right? Are you okay with talking to them? Also, how old was Justin? Wait, do we have him in our profiles? Like, no, we don't. Like, why was he hanging around with a bunch of teenagers? Huh. Yes, of course. With your emotions in such disarray, you completely forgot why you came here in the first place. Would you two happen to know the young man who died at the refinery yesterday? Oh, these guys are after Justin, but he's already dead. After Justin? Is there someone with a grudge against him? What clearly thinks that you were sent on someone's behalf. It wouldn't hurt to play the part to get more information out of him. We're not here to hurt you. We're not here to hurt you anymore. We'd just like to ask you a few questions about Justin. Yeah, sure, man. Whatever you want. Alright, you two talk. I work on popping Gavin's shoulder back into place. It's a little disturbing how nonchalantly she says things like that. Justin. What can you tell me about Justin Way? According to a few witnesses we spoke to, you used to be friends. Friends is kind of pushing it. We used to hang back on the day, but we do know more. It was weird when he started talking to us again. I thought he left for good. But he started talking to you again. Why? He just needed someone of the old gear that he left at the house. Old gear? What kind of old gear? You know, his thieves' tools. All the tools you need for lockpicking and safe cracking. Tools for lockpicking and safe cracking? Why would Justin need those? What would Justin need lockpicking and safe cracking tools for? Well, he needed to get the gold that he owed to your boss. So he owed gold to someone. Word has it that he was working for the merchant that owns the refinery. I guess the owner trusted him a lot. Justin said that he had a way to get access to the safe in the guy's office. Justin was always a whiz when it came to breaking and entering. He even had tools that could crack magical locks. Getting the gold out of that safe would have been an easy score for him. Wait, Justin was planning to rob Dracagon? According to Red Arnold, Justin Way owed gold to someone. Justin owed a set of lockpicking and safe-cracking tools that could disable mundane and magical locks. He was planning to break into the refinery building that used his safe-cracking skills to rob the safe in Dracagon's office. Red apparently thinks that you were sent on in the behalf of someone else. And from what he said so far, Justin owed a non-trivial amount of gold to this person. If this person was some kind of criminal, could they have been the one who sabotaged the guardrail? Did Justin tell you who he owed his debt to? Nah, man, he didn't say nothing. They might whack me too if I told them the truth. So he does know. There's no point in playing dumb. Just tell us what he told you. Did he give you a name? Answer the question. The Eye Taker! Yo, go to the Eye Taker! Why do we have a picture of it? Justin Way supposedly owed an untrivial amount of gold to an individual named the Eye Taker. Perhaps one of the citizens of Oronex can tell you more about this person. Yeah, isn't that still the same? Oh yeah, it's just he owed it to the Eye Taker, right? The Eye Taker? There must be some kind of criminal nickname. Why does that sound so familiar though? Please don't take my Eye of Horus. Either way, you need to find out who this Eye Taker is. It might be best to ask someone else. Okay, we're down here. Town Square. Hey Tyrion? Yeah? Check at the house. What was that all about? I've never seen you get that angry before. And you said that it was your house. Yeah, it was my house. It was? Ever since we arrived in the city, you haven't really been yourself. Here, have a Snickers. If you want to talk about it, I'm fine. And I don't want to talk about it. You're not fine. I can see it in your face. Please, just talk to me. It's none of your business. That came out a lot louder than you wanted it to. Celeste, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Without a word, she quickly walks ahead of you. Yikes, man. This is awkward. You want to apologize for your outburst before, but you can't think of anything to say. This is really awkward. We should find out who the Eye Taker is. Maybe someone that we've already talked to knows who they are. Right. We got a little bit of drama. You know... Okay, you don't... I was about to say, you know criminals, right? Rika, do you know a criminal named the Eye Taker? The Eye Taker? I can't say I've heard of them. Are you in conflict with this villain? Do they seek to steal the Eye of Horus from you? No, not exactly. At least, you hope not. Either way, it looks like Rika doesn't know who the Eye Taker is. Should try asking someone else. Oops. Oops. No. That's not what I meant to do. Random guy. No, not random guy. You. I mean, there's no way he knows who the Eye Taker is, but I'm gonna ask anyway. What can you tell me about this, Asta? Sorry, I'd love to help you, but I can't say much about that. Damn. Okay, let's go to this guy. Why does he look so familiar? Like, I don't know, his face looks so familiar. It's so weird. And Drakigan, have you ever heard of a criminal named the Eye Taker? That name does sound familiar, but I don't know much more than that. I try my best to avoid those sorts of people, you understand? Perhaps someone else might know more about them. Probably Morrison, right? You know everything, right? Morrison, do you know about a criminal named the Eye Taker? The Eye Taker? Where did you hear that name? So you do know about them? Yeah, I do. I've learned to keep my distance from him over the years. The Eye Taker is the criminal kingpin of this region. Every large criminal undertaking in this region happens under his watch. Is that big of a deal? Based on the screen where you select a case? I mean, that's true. Maybe that's it. Of course he is. More importantly, how did you hear about him? From what I've heard, Justin Way owed him his huge debt. Justin owed him? I knew he used to run around with a bunch of rogues, but I never imagined with a scaled lord. The Eye Taker might be involved in Justin's death. Do you think someone like him could be behind this? Well, there's a saying we have about what happens when you get on his bad side. Let's just say he reminds you of why he has that name. So you know who the caretaker is now. Definitely adds another angle to this case. But there are still some elements of this that don't make sense. You need to take some time to work through it all. But you should go talk to Dracogen first. He'll want to see everything that you found. Okay, so we're basically done with the investigation, I assume. Is what they're trying to tell me. Hello, Mr. Cuthbert. I trust you're doing well. We are. For the most part. We've spent some time looking into the accident and the people who knew Justin. I think there might be more to this case than meets the eye. Oh. You spent some time explaining your findings to Dracogen. He seems troubled when you explain the traces of transmutation that you found on the guardrail. He's even more taken aback when you mention Justin's supposed plan to rob him. This is quite a lot to take in. Are you missing any valuables in the safe right now? No, actually, but... What is it? Excuse me. After the accident, I did a careful inspection of the building. When I checked my office, I noticed that the lock on the safe was disengaged. The safe was open, but he said that there wasn't anything missing. That's right. When I saw the safe open like that, I was already worried that it had been robbed. But I double-checked the contents. Everything was accounted for. Because of that, I just assumed they'd forgotten to lock it. This doesn't make any sense. Maybe it was just a coincidence? I might believe that if it weren't for where my office is located. What do you mean? The walkway that Justin fell from leads to my office. There's a window there that overlooks the refinery. It would explain why Justin was there in the first place. I don't want to suspect one of my employees, especially one that isn't alive to defend himself from such accusations. But it just all fits too perfectly together, except for one thing. Why wasn't anything stolen? Well, regardless, I think you have a pretty good case. Oh, that was me. So does this mean you'll represent me? After what I've discovered, I won't just stand by and let Von Sanctus have his way. Well spoken. I'm glad to have you on my side, Mr. Cuthbert. Anyways, regardless of why, someone clearly magically tampered with the site of the accident. I doubt the court will find you at fault for what happened. Although, what's wrong? Civil cases are a lot less strict than criminal cases. If you present evidence suggesting foul play using magic, treat us exactly like our cases. Yeah, they might stall the trial until they find out what exactly happened. For this accident, all we have to go on is witness accounts. Finding concrete evidence of what happened could very well be impossible. But the idea of hunting down the mage responsible sounds very tempting. It looks like you have a work cut out for you. I just hope things turn out okay in the end. And with Von Sanctus on the other side, who knows what might happen. It'd be best to keep your wits about you. That's true. Hi. Also, 1 second. That second is over. I can't believe this. I have more important things to do than resolve your petty squabbles for you. Yes, the missing ship of your betrothed. Oh. Listen, the sooner you help me resolve this mess with Dracogen, the sooner you can return to being the princess lapdog. I was about to say, wasn't she engaged with the actual prince? That is to say, once I'm not preoccupied with this case, Los Von Sanctus can provide the resources that you and the Inquisition need. I suppose I don't have a choice, do I? Well, at least this case should be relatively straightforward, she hopes. Will you save? Yes, please. It's been quite a while. Actually, yeah. Bit more than an hour. Bonk. Court is now in session for the trial of Stefanik Dracogan. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready. Very well, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Tyrion, please list the charges. The defendant is charged with criminal negligence in the death of Justin Way. The death occurred at the Arcane refinery last night. Mr. Way was an employee of the Dracogan Trading Company, a company owned by the defendant. During work hours, the victim accidentally broke a poorly maintained safety rail and fell into a vat of corrosive chemicals. Attempts to save his life failed and his body almost fully dissolved. Ew. Oh, I see. What a gruesome end. The defendant displayed clear negligence in maintaining the refinery's facilities. As such, the responsibility for Mr. Way's death falls squarely on his shoulders. To begin, the prosecution would like to call Noah Morrison to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Yes. My name is Noah Morrison. I'm the harbor master of Oronex Harbor. I feel like his voice gets weirder every time. It's my understanding that you witnessed the accident that night, am I correct? I did. Could you please testify to the court about what you witnessed? Witness testimony. I was showing a visitor around the city, and for some reason he really wanted to see the Oronex Arcane refinery. I was inspecting the machines there, when suddenly Mosarika ran up to us. She was desperately trying to tell us something, but there was just too much noise. After a while, she just pointed at the walkway overlooking the refinery. That's where we saw someone fall into the accursed vat. There was a guardrail that should have prevented him from falling, but he broke through it as he fell. So there was a safety rail that should have protected the victim. Yes, however, upon closer inspection, the city guard found that the rails were extremely rusted. They were clearly poorly maintained by the company. I see. This negligence is the basis of the prosecution's charges. Are you going to present the traces of transportation that we found? I can't help but feel like there's something in Morrison's testimony that doesn't add up. Right now, those traces are the only defense we have against Von Sanctus's accusations. It's not a piece that I want to use just yet. And once you use that piece, who knows how the judge will react. I'm like surprised that she didn't find that out herself. Like, did she not check for magic? Not much has changed with Morrison's testimony. However, you've collected a lot more evidence since you last spoke to him. Is there anything you found that contradicts his testimony? Cross-examination. This was the patron you mentioned before, am I correct, Morrison? Esther seems keen on keeping his identity hidden. It would probably be best to leave it at that. Aside from being a mage, she hasn't given you much reason to suspect him. For now. Suspecting the machines there. Are you referring to Mosarika Tudor, owner of the local cafe? Aye, for whatever reason she was also there and witnessed the accident. Yes, we are already well aware of that. Mosarika's testimony was a lot less detailed than Morrison's and Aston's testimony. She was probably more focused on saving Justin than taking in her surroundings. But are there any points where her testimony doesn't add up with Morrison's? There's return to tell us something, but there's too much noise. And this noise came from the machines in the refinery, I presume. Those machines were loud as all hell. I could barely hear myself think with that noise. There was no way I could hear young Mosarika over all that. So she just went at the walkway. You mentioned that you saw someone fall into the vat. Did you not recognize the person? Well, I didn't know the lad personally. And it was pretty far away. I couldn't get a good look at the person. Maybe we should keep a pin on that detail. Anyways, could you go into more detail about the moment you witnessed the accident? Of course. What did you want to know about? What happened on the guardrail? What was Rika doing? What was Esther doing? Was the guardrail extremely rusted before it broke? I mean, he probably wouldn't know that. I don't... I mean, we are kind of a little bit suspecting him, but I don't know. He didn't seem that sus, so... What happened to the guardrail before Justin fell? Well, I saw him lean on it. It should have prevented him from falling off of the walkway. But the rail just broke the instant he put his weight on it. That's how he fell into the vat. Let's see, could you please include that detail in your testimony? If you think it'll help. The guardrail that should have prevented him from falling, but he broke through it as he fell. And you saw the guardrail break? Aye, it was hard to see most things from that distance, but I definitely noticed that. It definitely made an impression on me. It's like those rails were made out of cardboard. Which only proves our point. A proper maintained guardrail should not have broken that easily. You shouldn't present the magical traces yet. There might be more that you can get out of Morrison's testimony. Not much has changed about Morrison's accounts of events. With the new evidence that you've collected, however, there might be a detail that doesn't match with his testimony. You just need to re-examine everything you've learned since you spoke with him. So, what do we even have? So, we know he owed him money. He planned to rob him. So the figure leaning the guardrail break it from through the walkway. And then the wall I've seen for to try to get the attention of them. Briefly interacted with the justice before the accident. Okay. Or food delivery. Didn't have fried area, so she went looking for him and spotted him in the refinery building. We did say we don't want to present the traces yet. So can I add another testimony? The person did a little whoop. What was Mosarika doing in the moment he saw Justin fall? I told you, didn't I? She was the one who pointed to the walkway in the first place. That's how we saw Justin fall. I see. Could you please include that detail in your testimony? If you think it'll help. Okay. So, Rika was the one who brought your attention to the walkway. Yeah, if it weren't for her, we wouldn't have seen Justin fall. I see. That was very helpful indeed. I don't think that's it. What was Asta doing? What was your companion doing at the moment you saw Justin fall? Well, he couldn't do much. He was standing next to me. He saw Justin fall into the vat too. I see. Could you please include the detail in your testimony? If you think it'll help. Carmen stood there with me, also saw him fall. We didn't have any contradictory testimony, right? No one asked testimonies match. Okay. Your companion didn't try to find help. How could he? You barely knew what was going on before it was too late. I'm sure the witness's companion did everything he could to save the victim. There was far too much happening at the time to react swiftly. Right. Doesn't she sound more defensive than usual? Not much has changed. Okay, yeah. Right. Sure. Okay. Gotta try the last one too. We don't know them personally. Did you see the guardrail before Justin broke it? What kind of condition was it in? More specifically, was there any rust on it? I can't say I could make out those details. I was pretty far away. I could barely make out the figure that fell into the vat. I see. Could you please include the detail in your testimony? I think it'll help. Before I couldn't see if there was any rust in the guardrail. I don't think that helps. I couldn't see anything, not even a small fleck of rust. It was far away, lad. I could barely make out the person that fell to the vat. Wait, then how did you know it was Justin that fell in then? What else could it have been? We are not back yet. One moment, I have to restart the game. Everything crashed. Don't worry about it, Acheron. I mean, you should worry about it because we have to replay the last section of the game. I should really save more often. No. Acheron should be back, right? Oh, never mind. Oh god, my YouTube froze too. That's not cool. Can I close this? And just open a new? Apparently I'm still alive. I should be. Okay, now the chat is reloading for some reason. For a second I thought my internet went out again. No, it was my PC. I think the game... No. The thing is, I never know what crashes first. Because... Okay, so... Just picture this, okay? Both my screens, like I have two monitors, both monitors went black, except for the one I'm staring at. There was just my mouse wheel, not my mouse wheel, like my mouse cursor with the little wheel on it when it loads, right? And nothing else was happening. That was weird. And then everything came back slowly, but OBS was not running, so I'm assuming that crashed. And the game didn't react at all. And then the Windows error message came up like, oh, the program isn't answering. Do you want to close the program? So that happened. And so I don't know what crashed first. I think OBS crashed first and then the game crashed. And yeah. Anyway, we're back. And the chat is on screen, but it's kind of weird because I have my chat open twice now. But yeah, anyway, afterwards, fucking Firefox also crashed, but I could make a new window. That was no problem. I'm gonna press this all again because I don't know if the game like counts that as something. Like if I have to press, like you know how in Ace Attorney it's sometimes that like you have to press every statement, or it's like you have to press the statement twice or something like that. I also just want my progress saved. Like, oh yeah, I should have probably started with the one I wouldn't think it was, but well, anyway. Yeah, so that's fun. At least we weren't too far into this. I don't know if the game has like a dedicated skip button. Honestly, it would be cool, but yeah. That's the thing. I don't know which of these information is gonna be relevant, and if I have to like get all of them. So that's why I'm pressing everything again. But speed running, man, it's so weird because I thought I fixed my PC issues. The thing is, I decided to investigate why my PC keeps crashing. Wait. No, that's not it. Never mind. Okay, I thought maybe something was running up in the background, but... Yeah, the thing is, I was, like, investigating why my PC kept crashing, and then I, like, found something and I changed it, and it didn't crash since then. So I thought I might have, like... changed it, like fixed it, but apparently I didn't. Oh wait, why was that not? Why is there no check mark on the one on the bottom? I'm pretty sure we talked about that. Can we get another check mark? Didn't know him personally, blah blah blah. That has a check mark now. That's weird. We're just gonna try everything again. Whoops. I don't think it's bad. Never mind. I just need this, okay? 1 second more. It's okay. We can do this. Okay. Now the rust again. Okay. You didn't see the rust. I mean, it is a stupid question anyway. Like, how would you see rust from that far away? But I get it. Okay, not much has changed. I don't know if that's even the relevant part. I mean, usually in Ace Attorney, the added testimony is the one you have to present evidence to, but just because it's like that in Ace Attorney doesn't mean it has to be like that in this game. Also need to erase that. 1 second. Okay. Like, it's so weird. My connection is great, my stream is going great, and OBS has been like, yeah, you're doing good, and then my PC is like, no. You know what? Actually not. Okay, so we just press everything, so I want to save again. Okay. Bit far away, I couldn't see there was any rust. So what evidence do we have? Joined spot in refined building. I mean, we know he was not supposed to be there, but I don't know if that's what we like. If that's what we're like getting at. Some fun. I don't recognize that person. Why is there no checkmark on this? This is so weird. There's a lean on it, should have prevented from falling. It was a guardrail that should have prevented him from falling, but he broke through it as he fell. Could be a bug. Oh, yeah, true. It's kind of funny because, I don't know, it was like a bit ago when I saw this game had an update and I installed it, and the bug fixes were basically just fix some typos. I don't know, I think that's quite endearing that they do that. Yeah, I'm still confused about that. Typo hype, yes. I wonder if I contributed to that. I mean, probably not, but would have been fun if the devs saw my stream, because I did notice a few typos, I think, at one of my streams. Briefly integrated with the dust and doesn't bother each other that is in the way. We have nothing over here. We have these kooky guys. Was she here, honestly? I mean, she was in a flashback, but that's literally it. I'm still confused by them saying, like, she's seeing him fall. Like, after seeing him fall, she tried to get the attention of them. Did I tell something of strange noise? Point at the walkway or look at the refinery? What was she doing again? What's Mozeria doing at the moment?
you saw Justin fall. She was at one point in the walkway in the first place. That's how she saw him fall. Please include the detail in your testimony.
Objection! Okay, thank you. There was actually a thing, and it wasn't just. Wasn't just being mean. Weird, not mean. Wait, what? It's getting late. My brain is being fried. I'm sorry. Witness, you said that you saw the victim fall into the vat. Did this happen before, during, or after Mosrika tried to get your attention? I was definitely after. If it weren't for the commotion she made, I wouldn't have looked up there in the first place. It's just as she thought, but what does this mean? Morrison, I spoke with Mosrika about what she saw. She said that she saw Justin fall off of the walkway and then rushed to you for help. That sounds about right. No, Morrison, it actually doesn't. What do you mean? If Mosrika saw Justin fall before she went to get help, then how did you see him fall after she came to you for help? What? Morrison, Mosrika came to you for help. This was a reaction to seeing Justin fall off of the walkway. If that's true, then how could you have possibly seen Justin fall off of the walkway again afterward? I have no idea. Mr. Cuthbert, you're disputing the witness's testimony over a minor detail. Bro, that's not a minor detail. It's entirely possible that Mr. Morrison or Miss Tudor simply misremembered. I highly doubt that Morrison misremembered the order of what happened. His testimony matches up exactly with the testimony of his companion. And Miss Tudor must have been the one who's mistaken. I'm compelled to agree with Miss Steelwind. These conflicting accounts seem extremely minor. The prosecution's case is based on the broken guardrail, and only 3 individuals witnessed Justin Way break the said guardrail. The defense asserts that these 3 witness accounts must be consistent with each other. Otherwise, this evidence is not strong enough to find my client liable. And please, the break of the guardrail is still directly over the vat. That is enough physical evidence that proves that the victim fell in because the railing broke. How do we know that the guardrail wasn't broken by some other event? That's ludicrous. You're clearly just playing devil's advocate. Bonk. I'll admit that I also find the defense's assertion dubious. However, I see no harm in allowing Miss Tudor to testify to what she saw. Rika saw a lot less than Morrison and Asta did, and her testimony was a lot less detailed. But the one detail she did remember was that she saw Justin fall off of the walkway. Hopefully, her testimony might clear up what happened. Bailiff, please escort Miss Tudor to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the courtroom. This is probably Rika's first time testifying in a courtroom. You all shall be okay. As if I need such introductions, but allow me to indulge you all. Oh lord, is she seriously doing that in here? I am Mosrika Tudor, the Dark Lord of Oronex, High Archmarquis of the Cadmium Flames, and business proprietor of the Sweet Confections. I see. I was not aware we were in presence of such a renowned individual. Wait, does he actually believe her? Judge, please. Your Honor, Mosrika Tudor. Oh, that was necessary. Is the owner of a local cafe in Oronex. But isn't she also a high archmagi? I am. No, she really isn't. Tyrion, you're ruining my flow. Yeah, stop ruining her flow, Tyrion. You would say that your flow is the most disruptive right now. Ahem. Anyways, Miss Tudor, you were at the Oronex refinery on the night of the accident. And you witnessed the moment that the victim fell off of the walkway, am I correct? Yes, that's right. According to your statement, you ran up to Morrison after you saw Justin fall off of the walkway. The problem is that there's a contradiction between both of your testimonies. There's a contradiction?
Morrison testified that he didn't see the victim fall into the vat until after you approached him. This wouldn't make sense, though. You saw the victim fall off of the walkway before you ran up to Morrison. Morrison couldn't have possibly seen the victim fall again after that. Oh, I think I see what happened. You do? I think you're misunderstanding what I said before. I misunderstood you? If that's true, could you please testify to the court exactly what happened? Please include every detail you can remember. Sure. What testimony? I was at the refinery when I heard a strange sound from the walkway. I just saw her Arcane out evocation. When I looked to see what it was, I saw that Justin had tumbled over the guardrail. But he hadn't fallen into the vat yet, as I'm barely hanging on to the edge of the platform. I didn't know how to get to the walkway from there, so I looked for help on the ground and found Mr. Morrison. He must have seen Justin lose his grip of the edge and of the ledge and fall into the vat after that. So the victim didn't immediately fall into the vat, he was hanging onto the edge of the walkway. That would explain how Mr. Morrison saw the victim fall into the vat after. Oh no, this voice is making me yawn. Oh man. I remember which was in the last case. I think it was the janitor who has a similar voice than that also made me yawn. Oh, this is not good. After Miss Tudor saw him fall off of the walkway. In any case, Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Yay. What kind of sound did you hear? I'm not quite sure. If I had to guess, I'd say it sounded like the sound of metal hitting metal. Metal hitting metal? The refinery walkway is made out of metal, so perhaps the sound she heard was something metallic colliding with the walkway. Did something shake the walkway and make Justin lose his balance? So this was the moment that you saw Justin fall off of the walkway. Yeah. And you said that he fell over the guardrail? I did, but I'm not sure how it happened. I think something caused him to lose his balance. He tumbled over the guardrail and fell right off the walkway. Interesting. But that still doesn't explain why Morrison saw him fall after you ran into him for help. Well, I did see Justin fall from the walkway. He was hanging onto the ledge. Was there anyone around to help him back up? I didn't see anyone around, but I really wasn't paying attention to that. I was just focused on saving him before he fell. I assumed that if anyone was nearby, they'd immediately try to help him. And did you see another individual with him? Yeah, I did. I tried to explain to him and his friend what was going on. They couldn't hear me over the machines. That does match with the testimonies that he and Esther gave you. Did you also see this moment? No, I didn't. I was so busy trying to talk to Mr. Morrison that I didn't see it. I didn't even know what had happened until after they shut down the machines. If only Rika had seen the moment that Justin fell off too. You would have been able to compare the statements with the ones that you got from Morrison and Asta. We just need to focus on the other parts of her testimony. I find it weird that, wait, let me check this. So they did say, she tried to tell them something I couldn't hear the noise. They noticed that Masruga was pointing on the walkway. They saw a figure lean on the guardrail and break it. Like, they said they saw him lean on the guardrail, and not that he was, like, hanging off of it, so I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the contradiction or not. Oh no. Okay. Looking back at it, I should have asked her for more details. I was so focused on matching details with Morrison and Asta that I didn't probe her further. But now that we have a full testimony of what she saw happen, we compare it to what Morrison and Asta saw. I'm barely hanging onto the edge of the platform. You know, to look well around awesome, but loose grip. That's what that's not what they describe. Oh man, I'm chugging water. I feel like I'm getting weaker. Like my throat was already hurting like 1 hour in, and I'm like, bro, how did I stream 12 hours of Ace Attorney with Kratos? Kratos. Like we did that. And I did like the whole weird vampire voice for Van Zeeks and I voiced Sholmes, and he talks like like a lot. So I don't know how I did that. I really don't. I'm losing my edge. No. Yeah. Van Zeeks was so cool. I miss him. Anyway. What was I getting? Loses grip. But that doesn't match up with this. But yeah, the vampire voice was tough. Also the Kazuma voice was kind of alright. But switching between vampire voice and Kazuma voice was tough. I remember that. So the last case was something. Oh man. Over. She said over, didn't she? Rika, you said that the victim tumbled over the guardrail. Oh, this is not even what I was focusing on. But I'll take it. As in, he was thrown over it. Yes, that's right. What? Did you see the moment that the guardrail broke? No, I didn't. I already told you that, didn't I? But you did see the moment that Justin fell off of the walkway. And at that moment, did you see Justin break the guardrail? No, like I told you, I didn't see the moment that the guardrail broke. But that's the thing, Rika. According to Morrison, Justin Way broke the guardrail as he fell into the vat. More specifically, he said that Justin was standing on the walkway when this happened. What? According to the prosecution, Justin Way leaned on a faulty guardrail and broke it, falling into the vat. But that's not what you saw, was it, Rika? No, I saw him tumble over the guardrail. Oh. Bonk. I'm afraid I don't see the importance of this, Mr. Cuthbert. Because I'm deaf. Are you accusing the witness of perjury? There's definitely something going on here, but what? Costa Rica is a mage, and you don't want to suspect her. But you need to consider every possibility. What is happening here? I don't think they're both lying, though. I won't say that they're both lying, or one of them is lying. Like, why would she lie about this? I mean, of course, he's like, okay, she's a mage, and she could maybe cast the spell. But if we're saying that it was Sanctus who killed him, then he is a mage too, right? So, also, Esther was at the scene, but I don't suspect him, but, you know. I think we just saw two people getting killed. They're both telling the truth, you guess. But how does that make sense? Okay, think through this. If we assume that Rika and Morrison are telling the truth, you need to remember the exact order of events. First, Rika saw Justin go up the walkway. When I looked to see what it was, I saw that Justin had tumbled over the guardrail. But he hadn't fallen into the vat yet. I saw him barely hanging onto the edge of the platform. She saw Justin fall over the guardrail and off the walkway. Justin was able to grab onto the walkway ledge. That's when Costa Rica went to look for help. This is when she ran into Morrison and Aston. Costa Rica came running towards us. She was trying to tell us something, but the damn machines were too loud for us to hear her. She pointed at the walkway, and that's when we saw someone fall into the vat. By the time we could get them to stop the machines, it was too late. And then there's Esther's account of events. Did you see the expression on his face? He might have been unconscious. I'm afraid I couldn't see anything on his face. It was much too dark to make out his features. Wait, you didn't actually see his face? How did you know it was actually him that fell in? Well, who else could it have been? Esther Morrison couldn't see Justin's face. That one detail of the testimonies never sat right with her. But he dismissed his suspicions. They found Justin's body in the vat after all. You know for a fact that he fell into that vat. But he never considered one other possibility. Another person... Justin didn't fall into the vat? I mean, I thought 2 people fell in, Justin and another person, but... Yeah, another person? Is that really possible? But it's the only thing that makes sense. It would also explain how Rika, Morrison, and Esther all saw someone fall off of the walkway at different times. But then, who is the second person? Ugh, you don't have a choice. Even if you don't know all of the facts, this is the only conclusion you can draw. I think you've had quite enough time to deliberate, Mr. Cuthbert. Are you accusing the witness or not? I'm not accusing the witness of perjury, Your Honor. Both Miss Tudor and Mr. Morrison's testimony appear to contradict each other, but they are both telling the truth. And please enlighten us, Mr. Cuthbert. How could both of their testimonies possibly be true? Well, I think there's only one possible explanation. Both Miss Tudor and Mr. Morrison saw someone fall off of the walkway. But the person that Miss Tudor saw was the person that and the person Mr. Morrison saw were 2 different people. Oh. Oh. Are you serious, Mr. Cuthbert? Do you honestly think some random person fell into the vat sometimes after Justin Way fell in? It's the only conclusion that makes sense, Miss Seelwind. Miss Tudor knew the victim and recognized him. That's how she was able to confirm that it was him that fell into the vat. However, Mr. Morrison and his companion did not know the victim personally. They could barely make out his features. They only assumed that it was him after learning that he fell in. Please. It's far more likely that Miss Tudor is simply mistaken about what she saw. What? No, I'm sure I saw just tumble over the guardrail. And let's not forget Miss Tudor's allegiances. As the beneficiary of the Dragon Trading Company, she has every reason to confound this case in the defendant's favor. That's not... Bonk. That's enough! This is a civil case, Mr. Cuthbert, not some murder mystery for you to throw your wild theories afterwards towards. A screen accident. Damn. It looks like you don't have a choice. You're going to have to use your trump card. You have one piece of evidence that applies that this wasn't a simple accident. Yeah. Are you sure about that, Your Honor? Are you sure about that? What? Justin Way's death was reported as an unfortunate accident. As a result, the city guard put minimal resources into their investigation. More specifically, there was no reason to call in the Arcane Inquisition. Okay, I guess that makes sense. What are you talking about now? Why would the Inquisition be... No, are you saying that... Unlike the Oronix City Guard, I have a mage capable of casting Detect Magic. My bodyguard, Celeste McCoy, scanned the crime scene for magical traces. And she found traces of transmutation on the broken guardrail. Oh... Traces of magic were found at the crime scene? But that would make this a potential homicide, Your Honor. And this is ridiculous. The accident took place with an Arcane refinery. Those traces could have easily come from the purification process. Miss Seelwind, these traces were found only on the guardrails that Justin broke. We didn't find them anywhere else. We can't be certain of what happened, but it's clear that a mage used magic near the scene of the accident. Foul play might have been involved. So my theory of another person falling into the vat is entirely possible. My client is not at fault for the guardrail breaking. Considering this shocking revelation, there is still much we need to do about Dustin Ray's death. We need to know, not do. We can't really do about someone dying. With that said, I have no choice but to suspend the trial of Fun Scientist versus Dracogen. You had a feeling that this would happen. Just like your other cases, the court won't pass a verdict unless the culprit is found. The court will give the Arcane Inquisition time to investigate the scene and these supposed magical traces. You'll resume the trial in 2 days' time. Court is adjourned. Bonk. Hey, at least we have more than 1 day. More than you get a nice attorney. Well, at least we survived the first day. But it kind of feels like we're back to square one. Yeah. The Inquisition will get involved. They know that magic played a role in what happened. If you want them to dismiss the case against Dracogen, we're going to have to find out exactly what happened. If that's even possible. Hey, are you okay? Now I'm seeing red. You feel a headache coming on. Yeah, I think I'm just tired. Well, the day has been exhausting. It's pretty late. Should we just head back to the inn and continue the investigation tomorrow? No, I want to take another look at that refinery before the Inquisition gets there. Oh. Throbbing pain in your skull seems to disagree with you doing that. Yeah, no, we're heading back to the inn. I'm fine, really. I'm apologizing and I'm fine. Tyrion, I know you're anxious about the trial, but you need to get some rest. Also, who is Apollo Justice? Celeste, it's fine. Snot, you're going to work yourself? Would you just stay out of my way? Again, your voice came out louder than you meant for it to. Fine, whatever, do what you want. It's this damn city. Being back here is really getting to you. That's all the more reason to get through this trial as soon as possible. The soreness in your head doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. Perhaps she's right. You'll be better off investigating the scene after some rest. I mean, if we're gonna have some rest anyway, we should have just agreed with her, you know? I feel like that was kind of unnecessary to yell at her, Tyrion. I get it. It's being a bit difficult, but like, you know. Another nightmare overtakes his sleep. You clutch the note tightly in your hands as you read it. I'm sorry, Tyrion. There were so many things that I wanted to tell you. So many things I wanted to show you. But I'm afraid that I can't do that now. I need you to be strong now. This world is bleak, merciless, and unforgiving. But I've seen you, and know how bright the light within you is. Use my eyes, peer beyond the divine gate as I once did. Use it to reclaim the future. Her eyes? I don't understand. Doesn't matter. All you have to do is stop the execution. We can just distract the knights long enough. We can save her and run away. We'll have to abandon your home, but at least she'll still be with you. As you try to sprint towards the gallows, a knight grabs your arm and pulls you back. Hey kid, you can't cross this point. Hey, stop that! Fruitlessly try to break his grip by striking him with your bare hands. But he barely feels anything through the armor. You continue delivering blow after blow to him, but it does nothing. Your knuckles start to bleed. Irritated by your behavior, the knight pins you to the ground. Damn kid! You desperately struggle against him to no avail. And from this position, you have no choice but to watch what's happening. Wait! Stop! You make eye contact with your mother one last time. Her body goes limp. You stare blankly at the hanging body. No, this isn't... Mom? You clutch her note tightly in your hand. You feel a comforting yet fleeting warmth from it. Mom! Tyrion? Celeste? You snap back awake. It was another nightmare. You notice that tears are streaming down your face. You quickly try to bring up your sleeves to wipe them away. but he realized that Celeste is firmly gripping her hand. Why are you... sorry. You were shouting in your sleep, but you seemed to calm down a little whenever I held your hand. So I've been doing that. Oh. Tyrion, are you okay? You're not. You've been acting weird since we've arrived in Oranax. It's nothing. It's not nothing. Does it have something to do with your mother? For the past 2 nights, you've been calling out for her in your sleep. Please, just talk to me. I'm your friend, aren't I? You never even realized it. You didn't have many people in your life after you left Oranax. You only had Miss Tamora, and she never wanted to talk about what happened. But Celeste, she's been there since you started your career. Of course, she's your friend. And it all happened a long time ago. We lived here together in that old house. My mother was a merchant and a mage. Your mother was a mage? But I guess the gift of magic skipped my generation. I could never use it. About 10 years ago, my mother's business partner was found murdered. And they found traces of magic at the crime scene. They thought that your mom did it. Miss Tamora was my mother's defense attorney for the trial. She did everything she could to get her acquitted, but she could never find the real culprit. They found her guilty of first-degree murder. I tried to stop her execution, but... Your voice starts breaking. Tyrion. I'm sorry, Celeste. What? Coming back here was brought back so many memories. I thought that I'd already moved on from what happened. If I could just keep saving people as an attorney, then maybe I could pull all this behind me. But I'm back in Oranax, and those feelings are still so fresh in my mind. It's like I'm still the same powerless child from 10 years ago. I know that I've been taking that out on you. I'm really sorry. And don't be, I get it. I know what it's like to lose someone like that. She does, doesn't she? When my dad was murdered, you were there for me. If it weren't for you, I would have still believed that he died hating me. Celeste sighed. Celeste slowly clasps your hand within hers again. It feels warm and comforting. Has this been the warmth you've been feeling for the last few nights? So, just let me be there for you. You can feel yourself dozing off. You have to snap yourself back awake. Sorry, the last few days have been a little tiring. It's okay, just focus on falling asleep. I'll start with you for as long as you need me to. I'm also feeling pretty tired though. I'll just rest my eyes a bit. For the first time since you arrived in Oranax, you finally received a good night's rest. Oh, sweet. Finally got some good sleep. Let's go. You wake up the next morning feeling well rested. Well, almost a little too rested. You feel really reluctant to leave the comfort of your bed. Oh, I feel that. Celeste, are you there? Your hand feels warm. Oh yes, we do get the only one bed trope. Let's go. Skyrim reference? Maybe. You can feel your heart stop. Celeste. What do you want? Her eyes slowly open as she wakes from her equally restful sleep. She drowsily scans her surroundings. Oh no. You both got out of the bed. So... You, seem to be doing better. You're okay, right? Yeah, thank you for last night. Poor phrasing. Well, this is awkward. Hello, are you there, Mr. Cuthbert? Huh, what the hell? Your soul nearly jumps out of your body. You suddenly hear Esther's voice, and it's extremely loud. You look around and see where he is, but he's nowhere to be found. Esther? Oh, thank the Scale Lord. I've finally gotten through to you two. What? Where are you? I'm using a spell to speak with you right now. Please tell me you didn't, like, hear the entire scene before that. I apologize for contacting you two in this manner, but I was worried that something had happened to you two. Right, of course. We were just holding hands, okay? Nothing happened, we were just holding hands. It's fine, it's fine. Anyways, what do you want at this time of day? This time of day? Mr. Cuthbert, it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. What? 3 p.m.? You missed the entire morning. I hope everything's okay. Did something happen? We were just holding hands. Didn't know everything's okay. Anyways, if it's already this late, we should head over to the refinery. Yes, the investigation. Let's do that immediately. Let's immediately power walks out of the room. Quickly follow after her. If you're heading to the refinery, do you mind if I meet with you too? Also, shouldn't we like eat something? Like, we should be probably hungry. There's something that I'd like to ask you. Sure. Wonderful, I'll see you at the town square. Oh. You quickly meet Asta in the town square while you walk to the refinery. You and Celeste walk to your destination with purpose. A little too much purpose. It's almost as if you're both trying to distract yourselves from something. Every time you make eye contact with Celeste, she quickly glances away. Very not sus. Is like the most not sus person ever. Things are a little awkward, but you much prefer this over the tense mood between you two yesterday. Anyways, Asta, what was that spell you used earlier? It let you speak with us without being there. Oh, that was a conjuration spell. It's called Send Message. I don't know why that's so funny to me, just send message. I just feel a little bit uneasy that you can just contact us out of the blue like that. More importantly, you're a little worried about what you might have seen. Don't worry, the spell is perfectly harmless. I can give you the parameters if you'd like. Oh, nice. For the duration of the spell, the caster projects their voice to communicate with their target. Anyone within a 30 feet radius of the target can hear the caster's voice. The caster can also hear sounds close to the target, allowing for a two-way communication. The target must be a person known to the caster. That person must also be conscious, otherwise the spell will fail. Alternatively, the target can be an object that is attuned to the caster's magic. Okay. It looks like it only facilitates communication. You definitely didn't see the embarrassing state that you two were in. We were just holding hands. It was fine. By the way, I'm not trying to be rude, but why are you following us? Oh, yes. I was still trying to think of the proper method to ask you. But you both seem to be on edge at the moment. What did you want to ask us? You already told me about the traces of transmutation at the refinery. But the trial yesterday really highlighted the significance of that. I can't simply stand by if I was a witness to a murder. And... may I join you on your investigation? Of course. You're questioning his motives for a variety of reasons. He was the only other mage that was at the scene of the crime. And between him and Rika, you definitely trust Rika more. Alright, I see no reason why not. Celeste shoots you a concerned look, but sadly gestures for her to keep an eye on Asta. She nods in acknowledgement. Asta's your prime suspect right now, and he has to be aware of that. But if you keep him close to you, you might catch some dissonant thoughts through the eye. Nah man, he's just fangirling. There's nothing else we can read. You arrive at the refinery and see that several knights from the Inquisition have already arrived. Not you. You glance at the damaged walkway and see Commander White with a few of the knights. He seemed to notice you too, but he only pays you a passing glance. Oh, Mr. Cuthbert, I've been waiting for you. quite a while, I might add. Right, sorry about that. I just really needed a nap. I suppose you have your reasons, and you're more than proving yourself worthy of my trust. Although, Arcane gives Esper a suspicious side glance. He appears to have come to the same conclusions that you did. Well, you've given me little reason to doubt your judgment. I will leave the investigation in your capable hands. Speaking of the investigation, where should we start first? Now that we've gotten the Inquisition involved, we might be able to learn more about the magical traces at the crime scene. Look at Commander White, who was inspecting the walkway. He's probably your best bet for getting more information out of the investigation. I'm quite pleased with your work during the trial. I'm glad I put my trust in you. Thank you, but we're still a long way from getting your case dismissed. And showing the possibility of a murder definitely made things much more complicated. I see no reason to blame yourself. You merely played the cards that you were dealt. Honestly, I'm still trying to make sense of what happened. Do you have any idea who the second victim might be? I have no idea. But all of my other employees are accounted for. I doubt that it was anyone who worked for me. Then who was it? All employees present, aside from Justin Way, every employee who works at the Arcane refinery is accounted for. Justin is the only Dracagon employee who fell into the vat of corrosive chemicals. To be perfectly honest, I'm a little concerned with how many unauthorized people were there that day. Yeah. He has a point. It seems strange that Justin, Rika, and Morrison were all there. Okay. I guess we go to the walkway. Oh. Whoops. Also, how did I do his voice again? Oh, it's you two. And who's this? Like, was that his voice? Wait, the hell? Commander, please don't... What the hell are you two doing with the Crown Prince? What? It appears that my cover has been blown, as they say. Did he just say that you're the Crown Prince? Yes, my full name is Esther D. Vivengard IV, heir to the throne of Vivengard. That is a long-ass name. Esther D. Vivengard, occupation Prince. This entire time, you've been speaking to the heir of the throne? I was hoping that it wouldn't come to this. Oh, sorry, Your Majesty. You just wanted to fanboy in peace. Please, none of that. I would much prefer it if you all continued to call me Asta. No, I could never. I've never seen the commander this flustered before. Why did you find the need to hide this from us? I didn't want you to think less of me. Is that the name of the princess in the spirit of justice is Raylan? That is true. I mean, wait, wasn't it? No, that wasn't the princess, that was her father, right? With the, how could this name be any longer Kurain, right? I admire your work, Mr. Cuthbert, which is why I was afraid you wouldn't speak with me if you knew the truth. In a way, he was correct to assume that. As a member of the royal family, he represents everything that you and Miss Tamora are fighting against. But he does look like a sincere and genuine person. At the very least, you haven't seen anything incriminating through the eye of Horus. Anyways, this complicates things greatly. Asta is your primary suspect, so if he did commit the murder, he would have to implicate a member of the royal family. A nobleman is one thing, but would it even be possible to convict the Crown Prince? Well, no matter what, you won't stop seeking justice. It doesn't matter who you are facing, be they man, king, or god. At least his name isn't Jugumo, etc. Yeah. And Princess aside, we came here to talk to the commander about his investigation. Since Est is accompanying you, he might be more inclined to share details with you. Yeah. How about it, Commander? I'm surprised that the Inquisition is even here. I thought you were all busy investigating Asta's missing ship. Wait, did you know about that? The commander glances nervously at Asta. We wanted to put more of our people here, but Lady Searwind insisted that we focus on the Rakugan case. Yes, you should. I would much rather have you find justice for Justin Way. That's far more important than looking for some musty old ship. Right. Is this kid for real? Okay. Have you discovered anything about the magical traces here? We did take a look at it, and it's definitely suspicious. The only rails with magic traces The only rails with magical traces on them are these. And the fact that we could still see it means that they were left within the last 48 hours. It's looking pretty likely that someone used transmutation on these rails that night. It still doesn't make sense though. Why would someone weaken these rails specifically? I have no idea. I'm just as confused as you are. If this is really foul play, then someone knew that Justin or some other person would be in this exact place. Has the Inquisition found any evidence to prove my theory? You mean about a second person falling off into the vat? Sorry kid, but it ain't that simple. The body of that Justin fella sort of dissolved. That's quite gruesome. If another person had fallen in, their body would have dissolved too. Or you could only find some bone fragments, blood and a lot of metallic shards. Have you been able to use divination magic to identify the bone fragments? Yep, the ones you found all belong to Justin Way. No signs of bones from another person. The Inquisition was able to fish out several pieces of bone, matter, and metallic shards from the vat that Justin Way fell into. Divination magic confirms that the bones belong to him. None of the bone matter found belonged to another person. There wasn't any evidence for another person falling in. Could your theory have been incorrect then? Are you sure that you and Morrison saw a person fall into the vat, Esther? I definitely saw someone fall over the walkway and break guardrails. Although, thinking back on it, I didn't recognize who exactly that person was. The harbor master and I were pretty far away, and it wasn't well lit. Do you think the second victim's body fully dissolved? That might explain why we can't find any bone matter from them. No, if my theory is correct, the second victim fell minutes after Justin fell. It wouldn't make sense if that person's body fully dissolved before Justin's. But why can't you find any bone matter of this second person? Either way, Rakugan might want to hear about this. Maybe. Bad liquid. If the liquid is so volatile, how are you able to take things out of the vat? No, the liquid isn't volatile anymore. When the harbor master and I reported what we saw, Ruckus poured some sort of alchemical solution into the vat. Yeah, according to them, that solution neutralizes the evocation magic in those chemicals. From what I hear, the magical liquid in these bowls is usually blue. The solution that they poured in turned green. Yes, unfortunately it was too late. By the time they'd neutralized the liquid, Justin's body had already mostly dissolved. And if they hadn't neutralized it so quickly, we probably wouldn't have found anything from the victim. When Noah Morrison and Esther de Wyvern reported the accident, the refinery workers poured a yellow chemical solution in the vat. This solution neutralized the destructive magic, the vat liquids, and turned it green. They are usually blue. If they had neutralized the liquid, everything in the vat would have been completely destroyed. I still can't believe that you're the crown prince this entire time. I wasn't trying to deceive you. I was just worried that you might treat me differently if you knew the truth. Oh, right. Should I call Steelwind over here for you? She'll probably want to see you. No, I think it would be best if you didn't. Oh, I remember now. If you're the Crown Prince, that makes Prosecutor Silver your fiancé. Right, Lady Fragga mentioned that during the Nightgrift case. That's where the name Asta sounded so familiar. It's out in her thoughts. Miriam. She's caused me so much trouble by publicly revealing my marriage to Lady Selwyn. I had hoped to keep it a secret for much longer. Why? Where is Prosecutor Selwyn anyways? She always investigates these crime scenes herself. Oh, she said she wanted to investigate the disappearing ship personally. She seems really hell-bent on finding the people responsible. They did attempt to kidnap the Crown Prince after all. Oh, she must really care about you, Asta. No, I highly doubt that. What? Our marriage was arranged by our parents. She had no say in the matter, and I know that she only tolerates me for the good of her kingdom. I'm sure she still cares about you. No, I can help by the way she behaves toward me. Her hands quiver with rage, and she can't even bear to look at me when I speak to her. I mean, those could also be just signs of being awkward. Damn, I can't believe she even treats the Crown Prince like that. She may be my fiancé, but our marriage is purely political. She endures so much because of her name. I guess you aristocrats have your own share of problems. I'm calling it. She isn't actually angry, she's just awkward around him. That's my prediction. Rika, are you here? You enter Rika's cafe and find the place completely empty. You see a sign on the front door that reads "Closed for today." It looks like she closed the restaurant for today. Since the Inquisition is involved now, they might have taken her in for questioning. I really wanted to go into detail about what she saw. But it looks like we'll have to go somewhere else. Oh wait, didn't they say we should talk to him again? Yeah. Dracogan, we spoke with the Inquisition about what they found in the vat. And they could only find bone matter belonging to Justin. Well, that and several metallic shards. What? That can't be right. I know, I was hoping to find some hard evidence to prove my theory. I'll have to find another approach to prove it. No, that's not what I meant. There shouldn't be any solid matter in those vats. Are you talking about the metallic shards? I just assumed that those were some kind of a magical byproduct. No, the refinement process requires that everything in that vat remains a liquid. Solid matter would absorb the liquid's magical properties and taint the entire batch. So those metal shards weren't supposed to be in there? Honestly, I just thought those were parts of the guardrail that just dropped in there. Do you think they came from the broken pieces of the railing? Possibly. We'll probably want to double check with the commander to make sure. This is definitely strange. We'll need to take a moment to work through all of this. Oh, okay. From what Dracogan said, there shouldn't have been any solid matter in those vats. We've already confirmed that the bone matter they found came from Justin's body. But that leaves another question. How did metallic shards appear in the vat? Where did those metallic shards come from? Metal object murdered was thrown into the vat. A metal object was thrown into the vat. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Whatever that object was, it probably dissolved into the shards that Orm found. That's the thing though. What should the magical liquid have done to the object? The magical liquid in the vat was extremely volatile. It was destructive enough to reduce an entire human body to a few shards of bone. What? Mosrigatuda should not have saved the metal object. The vat liquid could have completely destroyed the metal object. The object would have been completely destroyed. We shouldn't have found any metal shards in the first place. Right, but we did find them. How do you explain that? Why wasn't the metal object fully destroyed? That night something happened that prevented the metallic object from being fully destroyed. Just Wayne died in the night of Orm arrived. Okay, liquid was neutralized shortly after the accident was reported. When Asta and Morrison reported the accident, the workers immediately neutralized the liquid's magic. They did this to attempt to save Justin, but it would have also stopped the liquid from destroying anything else within the bed. That's why we found those metal shards. And whatever that metal object was, it was only partially destroyed. This means that it fell into the vat around the time that Justin fell into the vat. If it fell a while before the accident, it would have dissolved completely. And if it fell after the accident, it wouldn't have dissolved at all. Furthermore, whatever that object was, it was probably as large as Justin. Metallic shards. A large unknown object, a metal object, fell into the vat around the time that Justin Wayne fell into it. The magical liquid reduced it to several metallic shards. Do you think this metal object has something to do with the second victim? Maybe it was the second victim. I mean, they didn't see the face, right? And yeah, they also said that he didn't flail around, so maybe that was just like a decoy they made. But I'm questioning the motive. Like, what was the reason? Maybe they were holding it when they fell. Alone. I'm not sure, but it's definitely possible. We should take a closer look at the metallic shards that Commander White found. Those shards might help us identify the second victim. That person even exists. So back to the walkway. Metallic shards. Commander White, you mentioned that you found several metallic shards in the vat. Do you mind if we take a look at them? Sure, just don't get any bright ideas about taking anything. You'll also want to avoid touching them with your bare hands. The liquid is neutralized, but it definitely ain't good for your skin. The commander motions to one of the Inquisition Knights. After a few moments, he brings back a large barrel filled with the metallic shards. What? There were that many? What could have possibly fallen into the vat? Well, I guess we should get started. We spent some time closely inspecting the metallic shards with Celeste. The shards are only the size of small rocks, and it's difficult to find any discerning features. Any luck on your end? No, I haven't found... Oh, Celeste? I think I found something. I'm not exactly sure what it is, though. Celeste pulls out a metallic shard with some sort of engraving on it. Unlike the other shards, this one looks far less damaged. The engraving on it looks like some sort of crest. And that's the crest of House von Sanctus. Isn't he the noble that's charging Dracogen? Okay, the plot thickens. A large unknown object from the vat around the time Justin fell into it. The magical liquid reduced it to several small metallic shards. One of the shards has the crest of House von Sanctus, the noble family that controls the city of Oranax. Well, I doubt that Lord von Sanctus was the second victim. Esther, do you know who could have a house emblem like this? Normally only the Lord's retainers would have the emblem of his house. Well, I doubt that Justin was the one who had this in his possession. Do you think one of von Sanctus's retainers fell into the vat that night? It's definitely possible, but if that did happen, why haven't we heard about it? Lord von Sanctus, what are the resources to keep the better of the poverty? Excuse me. The only way to know for sure would be to ask him ourselves. But even if we could talk to him, he would never cooperate with us. We glanced at the prince. Someone of his station would have no trouble meeting with Lord von Sanctus. An idea begins to form in your mind. Unless... Just, what is it, Mr. Cuthbert? Asta, do you think you could help us interrogate Lord von Sanctus? Really? You need my help? In this instance, it'd be very difficult to speak to him by ourselves. But as the Crown Prince, he'd be much more inclined to speak with you. Of course, I'd be happy to help. You might be overplaying your hand by utilizing Asher this way. We're still wary of the prince, especially since he was one of the few mages at the scene. Will this really work though? It's not ideal, but it's the only lead we have so far. But it still bothers you. Why haven't you found any bone matter from the second person? Maybe you're overthinking it. You should pursue every lead and see where it takes you. And to do that, you need to find out where Lord Sectus is. Okay. Okay, we have the fun Sanctus manor, okay. Because I was about to say, I think this is where we call it. As you can tell, I'm getting extremely tired, and my voice is also giving up. So I feel like that's a good place to stop. I mean, we did a lot today, like we did the entire first investigation, the entire first trial, and like probably half of the second investigation. We're making good progress. Is that... no, I don't want to close the game. I want to return to the title screen to have some chill music. So, that was it for today. I don't know how to segue out of this because I still have my little announcement I wanted to make. But I mean, whenever I say announcement, I have to think about that stupid Eggman video where he has an announcement to make. And he's pissing in the moon. But anyway. As you all have probably or hopefully read in my community post, next week there will be no videos. And the reason for that is obviously since I want to build up my backlog, not just in recording. I think recording wise I would be like good, but like, you know, also like editing and already making thumbnails. I can't tell you guys, I have already uploaded the first 3 episodes and made the first 3 thumbnails, and that has been nice. Like I've been putting a lot of effort into the thumbnails and into the editing. I mean, not into the editing. I mean, kind of like, you know, I just the outro. The rest is all normal. Don't expect any fancy editing, please. But I did put some effort into it. I am excited for you guys to see them, but obviously not next week because I only have 1 week, and you know, I sometimes have this habit of not recording for like 3 weeks in a row. No Acura, no red arrows and circles, but I did some cool things with the logo. And the thing is, you probably won't even notice it if you don't know like what the actual logo looks like. But if you put them side by side, I like put like a cool like light effect on it, and like I like with the picture I blurred like the background a bit, and I put like some dramatic lighting on like the person in the thumbnail. I don't want to spoil that. And yeah, like things you probably won't notice but that I care about. Like especially like the first thumbnail I did like 3 versions of it. Like first my normal version, and then another thing, I'm sorry, this is totally unrelated, but like I did download like a new program to edit this because I was like using Photopea or Photopia, whatever you want to call it, which is like a free browser-based version of Photoshop. But the problem is it doesn't really work for me. Like it's really slow in my browser, and like you have to reload the page again because sometimes it just doesn't want to do stuff, and yeah. Anyway, I have a new like software. I mean, I can't just say it, it's Affinity Photo, and it's basically apparently like Photoshop, which is good because I don't want to pay for Photoshop. Also don't want to get like to put in the effort of pirating Photoshop. So yeah, anyway, I've been having fun learning a new program. That's what I want to say. And this is entirely besides my point. What I wanted originally to say, I'm sorry. But yeah, I've been putting a lot of effort into this, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. And but next week no videos, right? But I was thinking, so I had like next week I'm gonna be like, or we're gonna have time the entire week. Like the thing is, you know how I still live with my mom, and I really don't want to stream when my mom is here. But like next week she's not gonna be here the entire week, so I have my apartment for my own. So I was thinking, why not stream? So I am announcing this, so I can't back out of this. I'm gonna stream on Tuesday and I'm gonna stream on Thursday. At my goal was to start at 6 p.m. Central European time, but it could also be like 6:30, depending on like I want to eat before I stream, and I'm a slow eater, so and I'm home at 5, so maybe it's like it's either 6:30 or at the very latest 7. If I can't make it to 7, then I can't make up. It won't happen. I'm gonna stick to it. And the second thing is the stream will only be 2 hours long, so my ideal time would be 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European time. So that would be my goal. Like I said, could be like, that's why it chose such an early time, so I could go a little bit over it. Like if we're like in the middle of a testimony, or like a testimony wouldn't even be that bad. Like if we're like in the middle of like something important, and I don't want to cut it right off then and there, then I can go like 10 or 20 minutes over. That's fine. But the goal is 6 to 8. Central European summertime. Yeah, thank you. You know what's really mean about that? CEST also means Central European Standard Time or summertime. So like if you only type in like the abbreviation CEST, you don't even know which time it is. But yeah, it is summertime, so it is +2 GMT, which is to like 9 hours advanced of the mountain time zone, I think, like the Arizona time zone. So yeah, that's the only time zone I really know, because that's the one where one of my friends lives. So yeah, CET is a thing, so CEST is always summer. Really? Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, and so Central European time is just winter time then. I really thought it was called Central European Standard Time. Anyway, we're getting we're getting off topic again. But so anyway, that's one thing where I was thinking I would do, because I'm gonna call this next week my quote-unquote streaming week. And because the thing is, sometimes I randomly have the time to stream, and sometimes I don't. I don't necessarily always know this in advance. You know, I was thinking of maybe like doing like 1 week videos and then 1 week streams, because I want to stream more, because there's so many games I want to stream, but I'm not making any progress on stream games. And the one game that I want to stream was confirmed to have like over 100 hours of content, and I'm like, yeah, I need to get my act together when it comes to streaming, but I can't always do that. So I'm introducing my streaming week, which will happen randomly whenever I ever have the chance, because sometimes, you know, my mother leaves like on Monday or isn't here, like, you know, sometimes I have a Thursday. You know, it doesn't even have to be a Thursday, honestly. I just want a streaming week where my goal is to stream 2 times a week. Like, independent of my goal of streaming once a month, by the way. Like this stream was my once a month stream from my New Year's resolution, and the next one is gonna be my streaming week. Like, yeah, I want to do that, The thing is, it's kind of funny. My goal is 2 streams a week because I would say 3, but I already can't do that next week because I would stream on Saturday, but that's where Crowder streams my tier 4 games, so I can. So that's a rip. So I'm already, if I was saying 3 streams a week, I would already break my promise, so that's not gonna happen. And the problem with streaming more during the week is like, 1, next week like I said, I still need to prepare for the next Let's Play, and 2, especially towards the end of the week, the thing is Thursday days are okay, because the problem is when I come home from work, especially later during the week, I'm like done and tired and hateful and spiteful and hate everything. But the good thing is that Thursday I have like my office for my own, because that's when my coworker isn't there. So and like the other coworker leaves at like around noon. So if I'm like on my own and I can chill, then when I come home I'm usually like still like probably tired, but like at least I don't hate everything. And Tuesday is like early enough in the week where I don't hate myself enough yet, you know? So I'm trying to plan this in too. But the problem is like usually, especially in the beginning of the weeks, I can't stream. So yeah, my life is a mess, I know. But that's why I'm trying to schedule it like this. Yeah. Now that I realize this, I could do streaming weeks more, but like I said, it entirely depends on my progress of videos, on like stuff happening in my life. Also sometimes I just want to do stuff with my friends on weekends. So I'm introducing the streaming week. The streaming week will always be announced the week prior. And in the streaming week, I will not upload videos. So this will happen randomly, and I will announce this on my YouTube community posts, which you will hopefully all see. Because I remember this once where you didn't see, like I remember you didn't see my one community poll. So I'm not sure how reliable that is. Of just using the community posts. So yeah, if I ever don't upload a video during a week, just check my community poll. It's probably a streaming week of like also set times, like I said. And maybe it's even 3 streams and not just 2. But yeah, I have a lot of games I want to play, a lot of games I want to stream specifically, and a lot of stuff to get through. But I also don't want to burn myself out. So this will happen very randomly. Yeah. I hope it's been okay to listen to my rambling. This is why I wanted this rambling to be at the end. Because just so that everyone who watched the VOD hopefully clicked off already and doesn't feel like they have to watch this. Oh man. Anyway. There's another thing I'm planning, but I don't know if that's... I'm sorry, Akron. Okay. Akron, you're still here, right? I need to talk to you about this. I'm sorry that I'm doing that on stream, but... Listen. I've been thinking... What if I just make a Discord server where I just post my announcements? But the thing about that Discord server would be that it wouldn't have any text or voice channels, because I do not want to moderate a Discord server. But I've just been thinking about that since like Perpetually Tired asked me if I had one. I was like, well, if a person was interested enough in like in like my videos, then I could just make that and then just tag everyone. The thing is, I kind of need to figure out how like bots work and how you could automatically assign roles, because I don't want to tag at everyone every time. But yeah, that's one idea that's been floating around in my mind. I don't know how active that would be, but yeah, again, I don't want to mod a Discord server, so it would be reactions only. Yeah. But I feel like if anyone, like I said, if anyone's... I don't know why I don't post stuff on Twitter, but it's mostly because I'm embarrassed to announce my streams on Twitter. And the thing is, I just realized I forgot to post this one on Kratos' Discord server, but I feel like it's weird because, like, why would I put my announcements to stream in another person's Discord server, you know? More or less like Kratos' second server. Yeah, exactly. Just like with the difference being, like, I want to have, like, a role that's like stream announcements, and then I add that, and then everyone who has that role gets a ping on Discord. Like stream announcements, like, I don't know, channel updates, maybe, I don't know if I want to do video announcements, honestly, but yeah, it's something like that, and like obviously a role that gives you like a ping for all of these, just so I don't have to ping at everyone with everything. But yeah, I need to figure out how this works and if I can even make that work. But yeah, that would be my ideal. But that would mean I would also have to advertise that in my video. So that's annoying because I hate advertising myself. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of the goal. What has been floating my mind. Do it. Okay, I will do it. Thank you, Akarat. I needed that. Sometimes my problem is, sometimes I just have ideas, I think are good, but then I don't immediately realize them, and then I start to second guess myself, and then I pretend like I never believed it in the first place, and then I just never do it. So sometimes I just need someone who's like, Phoenix, fuck you, just do it. Okay. Anyway, I still need to look into it. I don't know if I can even do that next week, considering I'm both streaming and preparing. But yeah, that's kind of a long time project. Maybe I'm gonna get into that the week after that, like when my first actual like videos, my scheduled videos go up, so everything is scheduled and I have time. But yeah. Anyway. Thank you guys, or thank you Akron for sticking around. Thank you to everyone who was here earlier, even just a little bit at the beginning. It actually really made me very happy to see people who were waiting for my stream. Yeah, like I said, thank you for being here. Yeah, I don't know, that broke my train of thought completely. Thank you for everyone who's here earlier. It made me really happy. And yeah, check out the streaming week next week when I am streaming at Tuesday and Thursday. I would Saturday, but I can't. If you want to, I don't know if I'm gonna be in the voice chat, but on Saturday next week, my friend Kratos Orion Plays does a stream of a game called The Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning, which is a game I played as a teenager and was very obsessed with, which is my tier 4 game, which means I basically commissioned him to stream that. So if you want to check that out, you can do that. I'm maybe in the voice chat. I don't know yet. We haven't planned that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys either next week or in the videos, or maybe under one of my community posts, maybe in my potential Discord that I'm gonna do, but like in my future Discord. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys. Bye bye.